Welcome back, supporter of the cause.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the Rogue Room. I'm your host, Abigail Beck. How's it hanging? What's going on, folks? How's it been? How have you been? Oh, we're already at we're already 20% of the way through our daily sub goal, and I had literally just turned the camera on. And thank you again, Winona, for gifting that sub. Thank you so kindly. I am incredibly done up, as you can tell. Because I actually went out for my... oh, hang on. We've got to get a little bit of... Rogue Bench. We've got to get a little bit of hydration in here. That's some good water. Anyways. How's it hanging? Yeah, I actually went out tonight. No new sponsor. Yeah, I'm gonna drink a whole bottle of vodka every stream now. It is water. It's just an old vodka bottle that I've cleaned out. Clean and smooth vodka. I did this gag ages ago, and I mean years ago. And at some point I knocked the bottle over and it smashed. So I had another one. So we're doing this gag again because it's fucking great. I mean, you know, it's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it was my son's little birthday dinner tonight. So we went out. He got himself a Nintendo Switch and a copy of, I think it was Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Rage or Bowser's Fury or whatever it was. So he's pretty happy. He's got some cool, fun stuff to play with now. And I thought, you know, we're going out to the club for a nice dinner, which we did. That's why I look like this. And I thought I might as well keep it all on because it fits, you know. Given the aesthetic that I tend to go for. Hello Draco, how's it going? Sane Brain, that girl you like is probably asleep right now or busy, that's why she's not said anything in a while. Paranoid Brain, I probably said something to make her not like me and have no idea what I did. I know that feeling, but my brain tends to go... When a girl, like, you know, in the times that I've been in a situation with a girl, my brain tends to go to much worse places than just she's angry with me. Tend to go to like... No, we're not going to go there. Anyway. Got to restart everything. Well, that's a bit shit. That's not good. Mario 8642. Bowser. Yeah, Bowser's not nice. Here's an inspo photo for your hair. You're going to dye your hair. Nice. Nice. Oh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. I also especially like this little clip thing here. I don't know what that is or how you would use it, but I love it. That's so good. I like that look. I like that look. I could not in a million years pull that off myself, nor could I afford to pay for it. But it is freaking adorable. It is an adorable hairpiece. Not hairpiece. It's not a hairpiece. But anyway, I'd do my hair that color. I'd do my hair maroon or something. I want to show you the dress though. Can I show you the dress? I need a camera that zooms out more. But like, look at this bitch. Look at this dress here. Look at this. It goes, I don't want to show you too much feet. So you've got to be careful, but it's one of those long, flowy bitches. Look at this. Look at that. Dress go spinny? It do. We'll do a 12. We'll do a 12. Hang on. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That was a magnificent one. Did you see it? Oh my god. That was majestic. 50s housewife dress? Kinda. I do, admittedly. Much as I loathe the idea of the trad wife, loathe and detest it, I do love the look of the trad wife. Generally speaking. And I am going to do something about the trad wife thing at some point. I'm going to do something about the trad wife phenomenon eventually. You know. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Rider of Dank. How you doing? You're an anti-vaxxer. Well, that makes you a smelly bum then, doesn't it? That's what you are. You can only post so many emotes. No, they're infinite. That's the great thing about once you've got the emotes, you can just spend them forever. I mean, unless you subscribe to a certain account, in which case, I mean, after that goes away. Is it from Kiwo? I'm guessing it's from Kiwo. So once, somebody, if you can, clip the dress twirl. Clip the dress twirl. I'm going to clip now, and if I missed it, I'll go back and just, yeah. Whatever. We're clipping the dress twirl. Anyway. We're going to talk about vaccines tonight. We're going to talk about vaccines. I haven't touched this topic very much. Like, on one occasion I did the whatchamacallit. Also, I want... Here you go, Fox. There's your flex. I want, what was I going to say? I want to get a whole bunch of really good clips together that represent my channel in a good way and put together a channel trailer because I haven't done one yet. How is Abby? Abby's doing fine. Abby's doing dandy. Abby's drinking some alcohol. Well, not really. It's water. Oh yeah, let's talk about the Mitch thing too. We'll talk about the Mitch McConnell thing. World politics, because I'm in Australia and technically anything involving America is world politics to me. Technically speaking, it's politics beyond Australia. We are going to talk about the vaccine rollout for COVID-19, of course. We're going to talk about the differences between the different vaccines. And some parts of the world are struggling to get vaccines in any way, shape, or form. So, you know. Water? Water is water. Look, it's water. It say water on it. What am I doing? You'll listen to what I have to say because I'm the streamer. I'm the streamer. You just notice what my bed says. I know. I live that. How am I supposed to pronounce it? It's water. It's water, mate. You drink your water. Drink a bottle of water. I'm still mildly annoyed that I managed to smash one of these bottles. They're pretty fragile, apparently. But yes, I am perpetually emotionally exhausted. This is the life I live. That's why I got the blanket. It's Russian water. Exactly. Russians hydrate with this stuff. It's made out of potatoes. Drink water, mate. Drink water. Are you drinking your water? I hope I cleaned it thoroughly enough. Well, the reason I say it's particularly fragile is because the bottle itself is really thick. It's not like a thin bottle. It's a thick bottle. It's a thick and juicy glass bottle. Let me tell you, it's got a nice thick and juicy thickness. Yeah, that's it. And yet, for some reason, it you know, it smashed into a million bajillion pieces. The last one. When your bottle is dummy thick, it is dummy thick. Thick and juicy. 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 How's it going? Hello, Seglin. How's it going? What's happening? What's happening? Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Alright, so, we're going to talk about, first and foremost, we can start with this, if you want. Also, oh, news. Raffle. Exclamation mark raffle. Yes. Let's talk about the raffle before we go on to the other stuff. If you use the raffle ticket, this one here, I can't redeem it for some reason. Limit 1 entry per user. Oh, hang on, I fucked it up. Hang on. Let me fix it really quickly. I've mucked it up. Hang on. Limit redemptions per stream should not be on 1. Okay. There we go. You can do this and you can just go, yay, I got a raffle ticket. You can only enter once. You can only enter 1 time. It wasn't supposed to say out of stock. I accidentally set it so it was 1 redeem per stream. Excuse me. So there we go. Let me have a look here. Let me bring up my... how do I bring up my requests queue? Here we go. We're going to put... It's not letting me enter it. Stages of page. There we go. Okay, so we got 2. Have we got 2 in there? Let me make sure I can see it. So we can mark those as... Well, actually, no, you know what? I'll mark mine as complete. I'm not going to mark your redeems as complete until... I'll mark everything else as complete, though. I'm not going to mark these as complete until the end of the stream, so nobody mark off my raffle requests. If you're a mod, don't mark those off. Because I will keep track of those and compare at the end of the stream. Just so I can make sure everybody has got their raffle tickets. Homonyms, you're in the draw. You're in the money. You're in the money. You're in the money. There we go. We got 4 entrants already for a copy of Valheim, which will be drawn on... when will it be drawn on? Monday. We're going to do Monday stream, so we're going to do raffles right now. Do not want to block. What the fuck? Did they really lose their shit because I didn't answer their question right away? The reality of the situation with the COVID vaccine. Shall we talk about that for a second? Since you want to chuck a tanty, he's probably left by now. But we're going to talk about this anyway, so we might as well talk about it. The reason that we have the reason that we've got a vaccine rollout happening now, a year into, well, a year past. Did someone say they spent all their points on nothing? That's a... Did you just do that just there? Anyway, the reason we have this vaccine now is because this pandemic has been sweeping the entire fucking world. You know, there are efforts to stem the tide of things like AIDS, and a lot of the treatments there are treatments that exist to treat AIDS and HIV, which is not relevant to the COVID vaccine in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know why you would even bother bringing that up. It's not the same thing. Someone sucks at Plague Incorporated. And PrEP. Are you talking about the fact that there was already like a lot of vaccine science, especially regarding stuff like COVID, which is a novel coronavirus, which we've experienced in the past? Like coronavirus is not a new thing. It's an already established biological... What's the phrase that I'm looking for? There is a word for it. There is a phrase for it. I can't think of what it is. But we already have a significant amount of vaccination science that plays into why the vaccine was able to get produced and rolled out as fast as it has been. And of course, again, like I said before, worldwide pandemic. Bunch of big companies, bunch of big pharmaceutical companies wanted to get this vaccine out because a pandemic is very fucking bad. Very demonstrably a bad thing. But anyway, I'm sure that person only came in here to be a dickwit, so fuck them, who cares? I have never actually played Plague Incorporated. Never actually played it. I've heard people playing about it. Now, I wanted to take a look at... So, Australia, for those of you who are in Australia, there are a number of different types of vaccines. Let me find out. There are 3 different types of... There are 3 different types of COVID vaccines, right? Do I already have the CDC page up? I feel like I already had it up. I've got the health.gov.au one. They're using some of the techniques they learned from COVID and applying it to AIDS/HIV. There you go. Have you got a source for that? So here we go. Because I'd like to see that. Now this is what's confusing me. Because Australia is getting the AstraZeneca vaccine. There are 4 types of COVID vaccines. Here we go. So we've got 4 types of COVID vaccines. We've got... Where is it? According to the CDC, as of April 3rd, there is the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, there's the Moderna vaccine, and there's the Johnson & Johnson/Janssen vaccine. So there's 3 different ones. And the brand names, so the vaccines themselves, who can get the different vaccines, how many shots you need, and when are you fully vaccinated. Let's talk about these, shall we? Let's talk about the different vaccines for COVID-19. Bitch about HIV is it has a tendency to sit dormant in a cell and be virtually undetected. That's great, isn't it? Now imagining socially distanced butts. Different vaccines, yet Murdoch wants you to be scared of all of them, because of course. Why would, I don't understand that, right? You would think Murdoch would benefit from having more people alive, especially given his base of extremely old people. You think you'd want to keep more people alive to keep him in business, keep him making lots of money, but you know, whatever. Who cares? Alright. Let's take a look at these for a moment. So this is as of about 5 days ago. This article has been updated from the Center for Disease Control and Protection. It says centers, but that sounds awful. I prefer Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The best COVID-19 vaccine is the first one that is available to you. Do not wait for a specific brand. All currently authorized and recommended COVID-19 vaccines are safe, are effective, reduce your risk of severe illness. Now, of course, once you take these vaccines, chances are, like with any vaccine, you're going to experience side effects, which are oftentimes related to the disease itself. Anonymous gifter. Thank you, anonymous gifter. Thank you so much for gifting. Cranch is disgusting. A tier 1. Thank you so kindly. You lovely person, you, whoever you are. I'm curious about folks who anonymously gift subs. Anonymous. A hummus. I want some hummus. Why has Channel 7 been legit fear-mongering the vaccine? Have they really? Hold up. I need to see this. 7 News. I need to see this. Yeah, the vaccine cannot give you COVID. It doesn't contain the entirety of the virus, but like with any vaccine, it will, some people, not all people, will experience side effects that are similar to symptoms of COVID. But it's not going to give you COVID. That's just not how vaccines work. But of course, there is an article that I wanted to read. I do have it up here. Is it Sydney Morning Herald or is it... No, there's this article here which is kind of related to the troll that came in earlier, the troglodyte that came in earlier. How anti-vaccine groups have used the pandemic to go mainstream. We'll come back around to that. That's a thing we can look at. On Bloomberg. Phenomenon. Under 30s not being given the AstraZeneca vaccine in the UK now because of concern that it causes blood clots. Yes, that is true. There is that going around as well. But every source that I have seen regarding the AstraZeneca vaccine is, yes, the blood clots are a possibility, but it's a very, very rare side effect, and I think more than likely you have to be vulnerable to blood clots in the first place. Which, of course, they can sort that out. You know, they have been treating people who are getting blood clots. So it's not unheard of. It's good to be... quite frankly, it is really, really good that they are being open and letting the world know that that is a thing that can happen, because people need to be aware of the medical side effects of vaccines, you know. Anyway, Mum took Panadol before her. She didn't get any side effects because just because it worked for her doesn't mean it'll work true. A lot of the initial effects of the virus are related to your immune response. There you go. So anyway, let's have a look. I want to see what has 7 News been saying. Okay, so in particular, don't play your video. I don't want to watch your video. Fuck off. I want to get my jab. I want to get my needle did. I don't like getting needles did because I keep getting blood drawn. And it hurty. It very hurty. But here's an article. The headline here... Like I said, we just mentioned the blood clot thing, being made aware of the fact that there are blood clots that can happen. You know, a side effect that can be potentially dangerous. But again, it's a rare side effect. But the headline here makes me think a little bit. Scott Morrison makes major AstraZeneca COVID vaccine announcement after blood clot risk confirmed. Interesting phrasing. The advice around the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine in Australia is changing after a blood clot disorder was discovered as a rare but potential side effect. So again, keep that in mind, rare. Prime Minister Scott Morrison made the announcement on Thursday in a snap evening press conference following advice from the Australian Technical Advisory Group on Immunisation, ATAGI. Morrison said the decision was made on the best possible expert medical advice. I can't read. Chief Medical Officer Professor Paul Kelly, not the musician, said advice was received that the Pfizer vaccine is now preferred to be used over the AstraZeneca vaccine in people under the age of 50. That's interesting. So is under 30s and not being it's under 30s and under 50s, I suppose, in Australia, not given it because of the risk of blood clots. Interesting. The ATAGI recommendations are the following. At the current time, the use of the Pfizer vaccine is preferred over AstraZeneca in adults aged less than 50 years who have not already received a first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. So it looks like, if you've had one, you've got to stick with the one that you've had. And like it was mentioned earlier in this one, do not wait for a specific brand or currently authorized and recommended vaccines. And the only ones listed here are Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. So where does AstraZeneca sit in that? Are they a subsidiary of any of these? Hello, Julia. Skioro, nice to see someone talking about this. Well, I thought it's about time, I've been avoiding the vaccine topic. I feel like it's a touchy topic and I didn't want to, start shit with people, but we're here now. So let's do it. Let's talk about it. So what's the deal with AstraZeneca not being listed here on the CDC website? You think the US would have access to that as well and list it. Although, is the CDC, they're US, aren't they? Or are they worldwide? I can't recall. I've been going on about, for the past 2 weeks, just weirder phrasing. You need to move out of your nans, it's actually tiring. So CDC is USA, there we go. Yeah, like they certainly have some articles on here. And then, here's the thing, here's some more phrasing for you. Here's some more journalistic phrasing. Rare event, in quotations. Like, why did that need to have quotes around it? Billy, don't you lose my number. Yeah, why did they decide to... Yeah, Kelly added the rare event, like the way they're sort of sowing doubt with the quote marks. Seems to occur in around 4 to 6 million doses of the vaccine. It's only been found in the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, usually within 4 to 10 days. But it is serious. It can cause up to 25% death rate when it occurs. Vaccine confidence is absolutely crucial. We understand that. One of the most important things, we know this from many years of working in vaccines and vaccine confidence, is that sharing information and being upfront with that information is a key component of that. People should trust in this program because this new signal, which has come from many millions of doses that have happened, particularly in Europe and the UK, those rare events have started to come out, were not found in the clinical trials. I'm looking for something that's like, I don't know. All vaccines have adverse effects, some serious, flu vaccines too. The Pfizer vaccine has a risk of anaphylaxis. That's true, I've heard much about that. And again, it's worth making 46 million. It is worth making the public know that there are adverse effects with these vaccines, of course. But let's look at 7 News again. Let's keep looking. Let's keep seeing what else they've been saying because, it doesn't shock me that, for example... 7 News being a Murdoch publication, they would go out of their way to sow whatever sort of narrative that Rupert Murdoch specifically wants to push. She said the COVID and mask wearing is going to make her suicidal. She might be a little anti-mask. You had to walk out of the room. Oh my gosh. What? So you don't think the US is using AstraZeneca? Interesting. I wonder why that is. I wonder why they've decided not to use AstraZeneca. But these ones here are the ones available in the United States. The Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, and the Pfizer. Let's have a look at how the COVID-19 vaccines work. And then we'll come back around to the HIV vaccines thing. That's worth looking at. So, one of the first things they always say on these websites, COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective because they have been clinically tried. These things have been clinically trialed. You may have side effects, but these are normal. Again, like with every vaccine, if you take a vaccine of any sort, even just the flu vaccine, you are likely to experience side effects. Typically takes 2 weeks after you're fully vaccinated for the body to build protection against the virus that causes COVID-19. Vaccines will become widely available in the coming months. Find a vaccine. People who have been fully vaccinated can start to do some things that they had stopped doing because of the pandemic. Probably not using it because it's from Europe. Oh, okay. And now a little bit of stuff that I am not intimately familiar with, but I am familiar with this. The immune system, the body's defense against infection. To understand how COVID-19 vaccines work, it helps to first look at how our bodies fight illness. When germs such as the virus that causes COVID-19 invade our bodies, they attack and multiply. This invasion, called an infection, is what causes illness. Our immune system uses several tools to fight infection. Blood contains red cells, which carry oxygen to tissues and organs, and white or immune cells, which fight infection. Different types of white blood cells fight infection in different ways. Macrophages are white blood cells that swallow up and digest germs and dead or dying cells. The macrophages leave behind parts of the invading germs called antigens. The body identifies antigens as dangerous and stimulates antibodies to attack them. Medicine and vaccine from journalists always sounds like panic and sensational stuff. Yeah, that's what I was looking at with that particular 7 article, which makes perfect sense, honestly. That, like we mentioned before, 7 News being a Murdoch publication. Murdoch doesn't want you to report the news, he wants you to report his particular viewpoints to spread that panic to the populace. B lymphocytes are defensive white blood cells. They produce antibodies that attack the pieces of the virus left behind by the macrophages. T lymphocytes are another type of defensive white blood cell. They attack cells in the body that have already been infected. Coffee. Are you going to buy me a coffee? Don't really give a shit. She's very anti-LGBTQ. Ew. Why would you be that? And has handily say she would disown you. Well, that's shit. That's not a nice person. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that, Unicorn. First time a person is infected with the virus that causes COVID-19, it can take several days or weeks for their body to make and use all the germ-fighting tools needed to get over the infection. After the infection, the person's immune system remembers what it learned about how to protect the body against that disease. Now, there has been some worry, of course, like with all of these kinds of things, that COVID might be a little bit smarter, regrettably, and the vaccine might work for now, but there might be another strain of it. And yes, let's hydrate. I would like to look into that, look into the idea that there might be additional strains of COVID that we need to look out for. And how is that going to affect people that have been vaccinated? How is it going to affect people that have been that have not been vaccinated or can't be vaccinated? Get your flex on, folks. And Fox, you're going into the raffle. Remember, you can only do one of those. Just because it'll reset tomorrow doesn't mean you can get another ticket. Once you got your ticket, that's it. I am going to write these names down on actual physical raffle tickets and we're going to draw it. So be sure you are here on Monday night when I'm going to draw the raffle tickets. I am going to write all your names on raffle tickets and I'm going to hold them up to the camera. I'm going to hold the tickets up to the camera and I'm going to show you the bowl. It's going to be an empty glass bowl. And I'm going to put them all in there individually so you know it's not rigged. Because that would be stupid. Why would you rig a giveaway of a $30 game? But just so you have confidence in me, So be here on. It's currently. There you go, Alexia. You're in there. It's currently Thursday night for me, so Monday night, 3 nights from now. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 nights. Sorry, on the 4th night we'll be drawing the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is when we're going to be drawing it. So you got tonight and tomorrow night to get your raffle tickets in for Valheim. Your friend got the COVID vaccine and turned gay. He didn't turn gay. He was already gay, sweetheart. He just came out of the closet. UK, South African, and Brazilian strains. So, where were we? Yeah, there are multiple strains, at least 3 that you can think of, yeah. There's already vaccines that protect you for years, but mutations in the virus are always possible at some point. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing, is even the flu vaccine, a lot of people don't get the flu vaccine because they think the flu has been largely wiped out. And the thing is, the flu is still very prevalent in society. It still kills people all the fucking time. Just because there is a flu vaccine doesn't mean the flu has been defeated. I got no tissues left. I wanted to wipe my nose and there's no tissues left. There's no tissues left. I'm annoyed. It's Thursday night in Australia. Thursday night. He turned gay. Well, I mean, I had my flu shot once. And now look at me. It turned me into a transgender. So, don't trust the vaccines. They'll trans your kids. They will trans your kids. I got the COVID vaccine and got forced feminized. Take their feet. Half asleep. Fellow Australians, it's Thursday. It is Thursday, vagabond. At least we're not claiming vaccines are making people autistic. People are still doing that, don't worry. They're still doing the anti-vax, still doing the autistic anti-vax thing. Frankly, I've had loads of vaccines and haven't been forced feminized by them. It's so, oh, fuck. I'd get a refund. Those are ineffective vaccines. Those are ineffective vaccines. If you are not already wearing cat ears and a maid costume and prancing about going, ooh, what a shitty vaccine. This is probably like a homeopathic vaccine at that point. That means you're working tomorrow, but hey, making money. We do have COVID in Australia, yeah. Melbourne has been under pretty severe lockdown for quite a while. I think it's Melbourne, South Australia. As far as I know, they're still going. A lot of restrictions in Australia, in South Australia. Is it South Australia? Yeah. If I'm not incorrect. Is not having a good go at mate. Snort some peppermint essential oil. There you go. I should get some peppermint tea. This fucking isn't doing anything. This coffee, by the way. Reverend Aurora, did you change your name? Good time zone. How are you doing? If you aren't a cat girl after your first vax, you should get a refund. Yes, indeed. Indeed. The first time a person is infected with the virus that causes COVID-19, we already read this bit. The body keeps a few T lymphocytes called memory cells that go into action quickly if the body encounters the same virus again. When the familiar antigens are detected, B lymphocytes produce antibodies to attack them. Experts are still learning how long these memory cells, protect a person against the virus that causes COVID-19. New Zealand did a really good job because they locked down everything. And they had everyone wearing masks, didn't go out unless it was absolutely necessary. You can still change the capitalization Del, or Aurora, I should say. Reverend Aurora, sorry, my apologies. You can still change the capitalization, you just can't change the name again until like 60 days. But at any point you can change the capitalization whenever you want. You can do like alternating capitals. You just can't change the name again itself, the full spelling. Yeah, New Zealand did a very good job, and just because there's only so many cases. Let me look it up. Just because there's only so many cases at any given point. Cases at the moment, 29,000, recovered 25,000, deaths 909 across Australia. Just because there's not a significantly high number of cases. Also, where are they primarily located? It seems like it's largely Victoria. Victoria has 820 of the country's 909 total deaths from it. Doesn't mean we don't need the vaccine, though. You know, we still need the vaccine. It's just that Australia's had a pretty good response. Especially, you know, New Zealand's... What's New Zealand's population, actually? Not that this would... not that this means anything. You know, Australia's got what? So, New Zealand has 4.917 million people. Just under 5 million people, and their COVID cases were really low. Australia's population is 25.36 million. Let's have a look at the number of COVID cases in New Zealand. Not in the world. Not the whole world. New Zealand. How do I just show New Zealand? Total cases, 79. Oh my goodness, New Zealand had a total of 79 cases. Oh no, hang on. No, I'm looking at from a certain time frame, sorry. Total of 2,555 cases, recovered 2,434. Total deaths 26. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. They've got a highlighted time frame of from the 25th of March to the 7th of April for some reason. Over here, it's the last 14 days. But over here, you know, these ones are the numbers that we're looking at. Versus Australia's numbers, which we saw here, quite significantly higher. So, what is that percentage-wise? I can't think of that percentage-wise. The US graph is a mess. Oh my goodness. Where's the US? Where's the United States? How's the United States graph? Oh my god. At least it seems pretty far down from January onwards. I mean, look at that. That's good, right? That's what we want to see. United States graph. If you're not already in the Rogue Room, you are not already in the Rogue Room, the Discord server, jump on in there and share some shit memes. Wonder why it dips after January. Very strange, that. Very odd, very weird that after January, specifically after the 12th and so on. When did Biden get put into office? Like the 20th, maybe? Was it the 20th, or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, it dropped off steeply after the Biden administration. Crazy, that. Oh my goodness. And to anyone who would be like, oh, but it was already trending downwards. Well, it trended downwards here as well. And then it shot back up again during the Trump administration. I get the suspicion you folks over in the United States will be still dealing with some pretty heavy shit if Trump was still in charge. Yeah, thank fuck for Biden's COVID response. Your country has 5k new cases each week. Where are you from, Ski? Because that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. And that's even with Texas and other states ignoring masks. Yeah, true. Why would they still do that? Why would you keep up with that? When we have demonstrable evidence. I have not had any alcohol tonight, by the way. I had an alcohol-free margarita, and I'm just stumbling over my words like a drunken tit. Take a look at the UK graph. If you haven't, you can spot each time we went into lockdown and each time our useless government decided to open up early. Let's have a look. The United Kingdom. Let's have a look at the United Kingdom, innit? Alright. This is still showing me. Let's just look at UK COVID cases. Here we go. It doesn't have a number, United Kingdom, for recovered cases. Wait, what? Hang on a second. Okay, so the United States had 133 million cases. Jesus Christ! No, 30.9. What? Am I reading that correctly? That can't be correct. What have I looked at? Oh, that's worldwide. Sorry, dingbat. So the UK has had 4. Is that correct? That doesn't seem correct. Is that... Am I just imagining that's as high as it is? 4.37 million? Romania. Oh, okay. None in the UK recovered. So, wait, did everyone just die? Did everyone in the UK just die? Well, I mean, there's 127,000 deaths there. 4.3 million. Fuck. Dude. How many people live in the UK again? What the... Jesus fucking Christ. Either that or nobody tracked it. Romania COVID cases. Alright. Daily new cases. Jesus. Why is it still showing me worldwide? I want, like, the whole... 989,000 cases, 886,000 recovered, deaths 24,000. Can't wait to get the vaccine till you get super autism. I didn't realize there were that many people in Romania. Goodness me. UK population is 66.65 million. Where are they stuffing all of these people? I keep thinking to myself, it's like, where are all of these people living? I guess the world is bigger than I anticipated, you know. Well, was as of 2019, it's probably not much different. All the people are shoved into fire hazard towers? Romania has better internet than us in Australia? Yeah, I think so. London is 9 million. Oh my gosh. Sweden has had 842,000 cases, which is 8% of the population. That's pretty high. So let's go back to Aussie cases. Australian COVID cases. So we've had it really, like, Australia's had it really good. Like, honestly, shockingly good how well Australia has done. Given how incompetent we tend to be with everything else, but Australia tends to do really well. I am honestly very fortunate to live in this fucking country. I have a lot to be proud of living here. Well, not proud of. I didn't do anything. But I have a lot to be thankful for, I suppose, living in Australia, given, you know, Despite the fact that there are a number of things wrong with this fucking country, of course there are. But like, you know, when it started and then it petered off for a bit. And then it shot back up again in August. Why did that happen? Do we know why there was a massive surge in cases right around June, July, August? I am not sure what happened there with regards to, like... What happened there? The boats? What do you mean the boats? Okay, as at 3 p.m. on 30th of August. The winter? Oh, yeah. It could have been the winter because, you know, stuff like this tends to... As far as I know, stuff like COVID tends to travel further and faster in the cold weather. It's particularly bad. So, yeah, that was right around winter time. So, I think, honestly... Let me think. Yeah, I think it started picking up on a worldwide level around August. I can't even remember. Actually, let's have a look at... Let's look at the worldwide graph, actually. That might... Worldwide COVID cases. Did it spike in August? No, it actually was trending downwards. No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong part of the graph because I'm a moron. I feel like there was a pretty significant spike around that time, but I might be wrong. Had all the big cruise ships around North Australia. Oh. Was Gladys and her boats? You're not paying attention. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not certain. I need to find some details. Welcome to the Rogue Room Eros world. How you going? Okay, here we go. What Aurora was referencing. How the tragedy unfolded at Grenfell Tower. Why did I read it as Grenfell? Here we go. 72 people died after a huge fire engulfed Grenfell Tower, a West London residential tower block in the early hours of Wednesday, 14th of June, 2017. There we go. I did not get the reference. Your PM, for all his many and varied faults, seems to have listened to his advisors and not gone for the, hey, this is an opportunity to kill off some poor folks. Oh, yeah. There we go. Grenfell Tower. Goodness me. That is terrifying. Holy shit. Well, we're not going to look at the victims. More people congregating indoors during the winter. True, that could have been it. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Let me come back a second. Yeah, wintertime is different. Here in the southern hemisphere, well, I suppose, yeah, here in the southern hemisphere, during the summer in America, it's winter in Australia. Was the cladding that went up, and there are towers that still have the cladding, who still have that cladding because the government won't provide the funds, because they, yeah, of course they won't. Yeah, the thing about the, hey, this is an opportunity to kill off some poor folks, like, that's absolutely demonstrable about what happened with Trump's COVID response. Do you recall the fact that he absolutely went out of his way to redirect medical resources, like he sold off America's medical resources internationally, or something along those lines? And then repurchased them and redirected them specifically to red states. So the treatment for people who had COVID was being funneled into red states and away from blue states. That's, I wonder why Donald Trump would have done that thing, what he did. Yeah, screw governments. Fuck governments, man. I'm gonna go live in a cave. Let's all go live in the woods. Return to monkey. Who wants to return to monkey with me? I don't need all this neon shit. Reject modernity. Return to monkey. Let's fucking go. Let's do monkey. I need to set up some green screen scenes and get my green screen back up, so we can do some monkey. we can go monkey. We'll do a green screen jungle backdrop. Anywho. Let's keep going. What happened? So, let's keep going on about like how the vaccines work, right? Because we may as well. Does the cave have decent internet speed? It'll have great internet speed, trust me. But we're not going to have anything to look at on the internet because we're all going to be monkey. We're not going to have any culture or society or media anymore. We're just going to have sticks and rocks. Anyway. Anprim streamer? What's Anprim? COVID-19 vaccines help our bodies develop immunity to the virus that causes COVID-19 without us having to get the illness. Different types of vaccines work in different ways to offer protection, but with all types of vaccines, the body is left with a supply of memory T lymphocytes as well as B lymphocytes that will remember how to fight the virus in the future. It typically takes a few weeks after vaccination for the body to produce T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Therefore, it is possible that a person could be infected with the virus that causes COVID-19 just before or after vaccination and then get sick because the vaccine did not have enough time to provide protection, which I guarantee you, if that were to happen, an anti-vaxxer would jump at the chance to say, oh, COVID-19 caused the COVID-19 vaccine caused my cousin to get COVID. You know, that kind of stuff can happen. But it's not the vaccine's fault. Sometimes after vaccination, the process of building immunity can cause symptoms such as fever. These symptoms are normal and signs that the body is building immunity. Is it Pfizer that's only being given to under 50s in Australia? Because we were hearing a certain one was not being given to under 50s. So that's interesting. What happened on this day 8 years ago? Vaccines stole my agenda. The vaccines are going to trans your kids. Okay? The vaccines are going to trans your kids. This is what Arkansas was warning us about. Prevent healthcare to potentially trans children so that because they might become trans or something. I don't know. The first unisex bathroom was open. Wait, what? Really? Types of vaccines currently. I mean, everyone who has a household has unisex bathrooms, technically. There are 3 main types of COVID-19 vaccines that are authorized and recommended or are undergoing large-scale Phase 3 clinical trials in the United States. Below is a description of how each type of vaccine prompts our bodies to recognize and protect us from the virus that causes COVID-19. None of these vaccines can give you COVID-19. Keep that the fuck in mind, please, class. mRNA vaccines contain material from the virus that causes COVID-19 that gives our cells instructions for how to make a harmless protein that is unique to the virus. After our cells make copies of the protein, they destroy the genetic material from the vaccine. Our bodies recognize that the protein should not be there and build T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes that will remember how to fight the virus that causes COVID-19 if we are infected in the future. Yeah, AstraZeneca, I believe we were reading that AstraZeneca can cause blood clots in certain people, so they're not giving that vaccine to certain people. We'll come back to that. We do still have the article somewhere. I think. Protein subunit vaccines include harmless pieces. Somebody will take the phrase pieces there and interpret it as like pieces of technology invading our bodies to take control of us, as if Bill Gates needs to control our minds in any way, shape, or form when Windows is one of the most prevalent pieces of software on the planet. Anyway, proteins of the virus that cause COVID-19 instead of the entire germ. Once vaccinated, our bodies recognize that the protein should not be there and build T lymphocytes and antibodies that will remember how to fight the virus that causes COVID-19 if we are infected in the future. Ripe note to self about the blood clots. Yes, indeed. Apparently people who are susceptible to blood clots can experience them. Vaccine blood clots. Hang on. Let's look up the news here. AstraZeneca, which I have... Yeah, here we go. This is the one we were talking about. Here we go. AstraZeneca blood clot cases force major vaccine shake-up. Pfizer now preferred. Pfizer now preferred for under 50s. Pfizer is now the preferred vaccine for people aged under 50. Australia's medical experts have decided after a lengthy meeting to discuss a rare but serious blood clotting side effect linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine. Can Windows give your PC COVID? No, but it makes it much more susceptible. I fucked that up. Much more susceptible to PC viruses because people are dumb. Cat, you're not welcome to the Road Room. Soccer team, you go for chant about having a party when Maggie Thatcher dies. Wait. Which one's Margaret Thatcher again? I've forgotten. You've heard the suggestion that perhaps Trump didn't respond well to COVID because he wanted fewer people to vote. Oh, absolutely. Ironically, the result just led to fewer conservative voters, which is not what he wanted. The government is now reviewing Australia's vaccine portfolio as the entire rollout will require an overhaul, throwing the timeline of the country's vaccination program into doubt. Primary Minister... Oh my god. I am over full. I have eaten too many food. And my body is fucked. I need caffeine. Apparently, is the Margaret Thatcher dead page listed her as undead, and we should all run in. I had too many food. I had 2 slices of pizza, my sister's pizza, because she ordered a pizza, and I had 2 slices of it. And I also had my own burger and chips for dinner, and a slice of cake, and 2 beverages. Margaret Thatcher. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, this bitch. This absolute Bond villain. That's what Margaret Thatcher was. That's the one. I like the fact that she's a baroness. Never trust anyone who's a baroness. Was a British stateswoman who served as Prime Minister of the UK from 1979 to 1990 and leader of the Conservative Party from 19... I like how it's got a picture of Boris with his fucking horrendous haircut. Why do they have horrendous haircuts? United Kingdom, we need to talk. Britain, we need to have a bit of a chit-chat about what the fuck's going on with these haircuts. What the fuck is going on with these? What are you doing? What are you doing? His hair is intentional? Please explain that to me. Please, for the love of God. Where is it? Where is it?
Please explain.
I need to know what you mean. Conservatives always have terrible hair because the gays won't touch them. The only thing of value Thatcher ever contributed was a gender-neutral public toilet. Her grave, lol. Margaret Thatcher, let's see. Oh, this bitch. Happy Maggie Thatcher Death Day, everyone. Oh, there we go. That's why it was brought up. Oh, okay. I missed that. They're making a fucking fascist-looking statue. Are they seriously? Why? The English don't do their hair up. They just sacrifice goats to Satan and pray to give him their... The entirety of the UK needs to fire their barbers. I've seen some good folks from the UK who have had decent hair. Anyway, Thatcher closed my nursery and put sharks in it like a Bond villain. This isn't a joke, it's true. Oh fuck. Anywho, it's not a lie. I fully believe that happened. I fully believe that Thatcher would have closed your nursery and put sharks in it. That's got to be true. Yeah, apparently that's today. I had never paid any attention to the death of Margaret Thatcher. We're gonna have a party when Maggie Thatcher dies. I was not aware of the world in 2013. I was not. I was dumb. My most radical stance was like, I don't want to, I don't want to be a racist or a sexist or a homophobe or anything, but like I had no actual conception of anything that was going on a worldwide scale. Am I drinking straight vodka? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you could possibly be referring to when you say that. Fallen, there you go. Posture check, good idea. Hydrate. Well, a good thing I've got this nice lovely bottle of vodka. If you think for a second that I could scull vodka, trust me, I've tried to drink straight vodka. I could not scull that bitch, trust me. It's just water. I've washed out a vodka bottle. Went to a nursery in a government building. She closed the department and sold the building to investors. It's now London Aquarium, where you played in finger paint and is now a giant Shark Tank. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Oh, I sure as fuck hope it's not straight vodka and I just accidentally picked up the wrong bottle out of the fridge because I shouldn't have another bottle of vodka. It should just be water. There should not be any vodka in that. At any rate, I can still read. So, let's come back to our vaccines. Vector vaccines contain a modified version of a different virus than the one that causes COVID-19. Inside the shell of the modified virus, there is material from the virus that causes COVID-19. This is called a viral vector. Once the viral vector is inside our cells, the genetic material gives cells instructions to make a protein that is unique to the virus that causes COVID-19. Under these instructions, our cells make copies of the protein. This prompts our bodies to build T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes that will remember how to fight that virus if we are infected in the future. Dude, how do they do this shit? Honestly. The only reason I would justify the existence of anti-vaxxers, right, is the sheer fact that all this stuff sounds like fucking magic. Science is quite frankly just magic. That's all science is magic. Science is magic, that's it. The discussion is over. Vaccine scientists are mages. They go to a wizard's tower when they're only 6 years old, and they get taught the magic of making vaccines. And they do like, they're stretching out the atoms and they're tearing them apart and rebuilding them. Science is beautiful. Honestly, completely fucking baffling to the nth degree. I will never understand it. But yes, everyone at school got free milk, but Thatcher took it away, so they called her Margaret Thatcher Milk Snatcher. But LGBTQ plus kids continue to get free milk, but what we didn't know was, oh my god, are you fucking serious, Amy? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Please tell me you're joking. I know you're not. I have to... Amy is speaking in jest. I feel like she's not, though. Just... Part about snatching milk is true. I heard that one, yeah. I'm familiar with that. There's a good Radiolab series about how the different vaccines were made. Neat! Nice. The thing is, like, there are so many absolutely detestably reprehensible people out there in the world that I just would not be surprised if somebody was literally lacing milk with anthrax to kill queer kids. I mean, like we literally mentioned... well, we didn't literally mention this, but the topic of HIV and AIDS came up earlier, and HIV and AIDS were literally, in much the same way that the drug war was manufactured to make people of color look like drug-addled criminals, and thus be able to justify sending them to prison, the HIV situation was specifically designed to quite literally commit genocide among... commit genocide upon the gay community, on the queer community. Is the anti-vax movement big in Austin? There have been a few stories about anti-vaxxers. We'll see if we can find something that's relevant, that's recent. My Captain America shield. Oh, yes. That's a backpack. I used to wear that to university. I don't take it to uni anymore. I used to, though. And the people who are against the war in Nam, yeah. The government has routinely been using really, really underhanded tactics to get rid of its enemies. We should not be shocked by this. It's taken 40 years of no progress. Pandemic and now mRNA vaccines for HIV are in the works. Cis straight male doctors / scientists are lame. They are indeed. And this honestly, like, I mean, I'm not trying to justify anything here. Believe me, I'm not trying to justify anything here. I don't know why I swapped back to that. It's not really related. But I'm beginning to understand why, in a lot of ways, women tend, like, especially single mothers, tend to gravitate towards alternative medicines. And the reason is because that, in a lot of ways, in terms of how doctors treat women compared to how they treat men, there is still a pretty significant level of sexism there, and certain concerns are dismissed by doctors as things that they're not. And as a result, you know, doctors may prescribe a certain thing for their children that's either it's not effective at sorting out whatever's wrong with their child, because a doctor is more likely to, say for example, take a family seriously with regards to health concerns for their children than a single mother for some reason. I forget where I was reading this specific sort of thing, but there is a trend. There is a trend among single mothers to pursue alternative medicine treatment for themselves and their children because they don't trust mainstream doctors. You only ever see women's doctors nowadays. That's good. I've considered switching to a female GP myself because I get just a slight hint of attitude, a slight hint of like disdain from my current male GP. I'm like, oh my god, do I have to deal with this now because I'm a tran? Because I'm one of the trans? Anyway. Not just their enemies, also any undesirables, like how Norway forcefully sterilized Norwegian Roma, adopted, i.e. kidnapped their kids, refuse the Sami to teach their kids their language and traditions. The entire West is absolutely fucked, Fester. It is. The West means genocide. So we're on the same page. Anyway, told your doctor your period was all kinds of fucked up and she told me to drink water. Just hydrate. It reminds me of the thing about fat phobia in medicine, which, don't get me wrong, like being obese is not a good thing. People, like being obese is obviously something that exacerbates more problems. But there are a number of doctors who will just say, if you go to the doctor with a certain type of pain or a certain type of concern, they'll tell you to lose weight as the first course of action. And completely dismiss the actual, like, concern you have right now. You know, they'll just tell you to lose weight, which is a good piece of medical advice. It is. You know, because, like I mentioned, being overweight exacerbates a number of health issues. But that is not... you know, if someone's coming to you with severe chest pain, spending the next 6 to 8 months slimming down is not going to cure the chest pain that's happening right now. You know? People want to be listened to. Any alternative medicine practitioners are often able to give more time, private versus social. It's just a shame that many of those practitioners are scam artists. Absolutely right. That's the thing. It's like these people who want something outside of the mainstream medical system, want someone that will listen to their concerns, want someone that will tell them what they want to hear, which ultimately leads to people going to scam artists. And it's a very easy gig, right? Because it's the same reason that you should never trust anyone who calls themselves a nutritionist. Under no fucking circumstances will you ever listen to a nutritionist. Promise me that. Because nutritionist is not, under any circumstance, a dietary medical scientist role. A nutritionist is someone who decided to call themselves a nutritionist. That it's not a respected profession by any stretch of the imagination, requires no qualifications. Somebody can just throw together a diet plan based on fucking whatever and sell it to you. Do not go to a nutritionist for anything. It's not a profession. It's not a real thing. Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely a nutritionist now then. How doctors never consider testosterone replacement in middle-aged men with depression. Do they really? Or really not? Lame boy, welcome to the program. For the record. Learned very early on before you transitioned that male doctors are scary annoying. Had a psychologist when you were little who just did not care. If you're obese, you just get them run around by doctors if you went to them with your joint and back pains. But since you're a skinny boy, they take it seriously. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I broke my finger, that's because you're fat. I mean, maybe if you were trying to do finger push-ups and you're like 300 kilos, then yes, that would be a justification. But otherwise, more than likely, no, that's not how that works. Also, just had a mental picture of how big a 300 kilo person is. I was trying to say like 300 pound, but you know, in Australia we use kilograms, and given that a pound is like 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, I'm now picturing someone who's actually more like 750 pounds. When I've put, yeah, like the 300 kilos thing, I don't know why I said 300 kilos. That is a large person. That is a non-mobile person. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anywho, let me come back. Makes it easy to find the problem so you can understand why they say it. Yes, exactly. Like, there is a reason to diagnose obesity as the issue, but then at the same time, if you have something that's going on at the moment, if you have an issue that's occurring right at the minute, if you're having gastrointestinal pain that's doubling you over, the doctor telling you need to lose some weight, and then you end up in the hospital with a perforated colon, like what the you know, 9 out of 10 nutritionists recommend kids eat Wheat Bix. Don't eat Wheat Bix either. Don't eat breakfast. Breakfast is bullshit. Breakfast is designed to sell you cereals. But my macros, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely people who have spent a significant length of time educating themselves on food and dietary science who do not have a dietitian's degree, because to become a dietitian is about 4 to 8 years of medical university. And there, like, but the problem is, you can definitely have someone who is an unqualified nutrition professional who knows their shit, but the thing is, there is no requirement whatsoever for us. There is no requirement whatsoever to call yourself a nutritionist. So it's not, yeah, like it was mentioned, it's not a regulated term. If you had no ethics or morals, you'd be a nutritionist, chiropractor, or acupuncturist, or any other form of scam artist. Yeah, exactly. You can open a practice with that shit. A nutritionist has suggested a diet of nothing but snack food and copious quantities of vodka. Pay £100, please, for your stellar advice. Low test can be the cause of, if not previously diagnosed with anything earlier in life. There you go. I have extremely low testosterone, which is intentional. Dad is a nutritionist, but you agree mostly he's very well educated in the advice he offers. See, that's the thing. It's like you can be an educated person from a dietary perspective, but yeah, without the qualifications. Hello, Jacinta. How you doing? Am I a zebra? I guess it is pretty zebra, isn't it? How's it going? But yeah, like you can be incredibly educated on science and fitness and all of these other like dietary science and fitness and all these other things, macros and whatever. Like I know a fair chunk of what goes into macronutrients and all that sort of stuff. But I would never under any circumstances start selling diet plans because I just don't have the qualification for it. But at the same time, we live under a capitalistic society, and technically speaking, there are a bunch of people all the time who are starting up their own businesses, having self-taught themselves how to do whatever it is they're doing. There are self-taught plumbing businesses, for goodness sake. And I really feel like that's not something you would want to trust a self-taught person with. He's had several companies try to get him to push their products and won't. Well, I'm glad he has integrity. And extremely fortunate to have found a good GP who listens. That's good. Respects your judgment and manages your myriad conditions himself. Awesome. 300 kilo person getting saved by the Jerry Springer show by them cutting a large chunk of your wall out and hoisting you out of said hole with a mobile crane. What is this one you sent me? Anyone for barbecue? Fallen. Anyone down for some barbecue? Stop. Oh my god. I love that. Vaccinated because I'm not a moron. Assholes live forever. Fuck off. Oh my god. I've been shopping today online. I've bought stuff online I shouldn't have. Cereal was invented in 1892 by Thomas Cereal. I like how it's all Thomas now. In the 1800s, some guy named Thomas invented something to sell more spoons. But yeah, the cornflakes were invented by a man who wanted to stop teenagers masturbating. That's what the case was. Or at least that's the urban legend I've heard. Is that there was a guy who really wanted... yeah, here we go. Here's the story. John Harvey Kellogg was born today in 1852. He invented cornflakes in 1878 in the hope that the plain food would stop people masturbating. Created cornflakes, produced the cereal in the late 19th century, and marketed it as a healthy, ready-to-eat, anti-masturbatory morning meal. I thought... Here's the rumor that I heard, and maybe it says it here in the in this article. Would stop people masturbating. The story I heard... Is it in here? No, it just talks about how it's a plain cereal. Like, the story I heard was that parents were supposed to put the cornflakes in their child's bed. I don't understand how this was supposed to work. And if you could hear the crunching, it meant your child was masturbating. And you could punish them severely. Hello, Nan Astrid. A morning anti-masturbatory meal. Get your cornflakes. There's a YouTube channel called Ordinary Things, and he made a video about cereal that mentions Kellogg. Kellogg is an interesting bloke. We could read more about John Kellogg. Yeah, welcome in. Special cornflakes. Who loves Special K, though? Legit, though. Special K is legit. Let's talk about how Special K is legit. Tastes nice, but has the texture of cardboard. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Anyway, cornflakes. More like cornflakes. I'm pulling my earphones out. Stop. We were supposed to be talking about COVID, and now we're talking about cornflakes. Being friends with cuddling benefits with someone is very satisfying. Who needs a relationship? Exactly. Let's just do cuddles. Jacinta, you need to come over so we can make vegan nachos and watch
I see
Avatar.
you, Rob.
Kiara! Oh my god!
Friends.
Hello, friends. How are you doing? Welcome to the Rogue Room. Let me just quickly set out something that we're supposed to do whenever we got our raid going on. It's a raid, friendos. Welcome to the Rogue Room. It's party time. Invisible Girl, welcome in. How you doing? Raiders, how's it fucking going? Kiara, how was your stream tonight? How'd you go? Vault 111 has opened. Cracking open a cold stream with the boys. What's up? My name's Abby. Welcome in, folks. How you going? Welcome to the Rogue Room. Hacked IRL. How you doing? We were talking about COVID. We didn't even get into the anti-vaxxers thing. We were talking about the vaccines. We haven't gotten into the anti-vaxxers just yet. But we somehow skewed way off course. And now we're talking about the anti-masturbatory cereal that is cornflakes. Raw us. There you go. And remember, folks, if you have the capacity to do so, excusez-moi. Where was it? Let me just load up my channel points really quickly. My channel point rewards. If you have 1,000 channel points here in my stream or more, you have the capacity, friendos, to enter into our raffle where on Monday night I will be drawing a name out of a hat or a glass bowl or something. Here's your hydration. And whoever... There we go, Reverend Aurora. You're in the raffle. Type exclamation mark raffle in the chat, folks. If you have 1,000 rogue coin, you can buy yourself a raffle ticket and go into the draw to win a copy of Valheim on Monday night. Monday night, mate. Yes, indeed. So how was your stream? Tell me all about it, Kiara. What were you getting up to tonight? What were you getting up to? And I only made it 1,000 points because I just wanted... Yeah, it's basically crypto. Oh, I missed it, or if you said something. We talked about a toxic streamer who you will never talk about again. People who decide to get vaccine shots but don't social distance, and you called out someone who said they had cancer and only had 8 hours to live. We had someone in here last night who was saying, I'm going to go spend the last few hours of my life with my granddad before I pass away from cancer. I'm like, if you were going to do that, you wouldn't come into my stream and tell me that. Aurora, there you go. You wouldn't, like, you just wouldn't. You just wouldn't. I don't get why people would do that shit. Just, like, genuinely keep that super heavy shit to yourself. Even if it is legit. I feel like that's a live stream on the internet. It's not the... Read the room. You know? If you're dying... Winona has joined... Like, this is literally the list now. I could just... Oh, not that one. I can just literally use this as my list now. Look, my channel point reward redeems. Anyway. But I'm going to add you onto this list, which we've got over here. Because I'm going to actually buy... I've got you all listed here, as you can see. So anyone who is interested in getting themselves a copy of Valheim, potentially, the draw will be done on Monday night's stream. And you can only get one ticket. We're keeping it fair. You only get one ticket. And make sure you're here on Monday night so you can go into the draw. And Billy brought up the valid point of, like, if you win and you've already got a copy, or if you win and you just want to gift the copy onwards, let me know. That can be a thing. If I draw your name out of the hat, you can win a copy for someone else if you want. So you can use your ticket for somebody else if you want to give them a copy of the game. I'm only doing the one. This is the only giveaway I've ever done on this channel. So get in on that. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to move if you were, like, hours away from death from cancer. Like, you wouldn't be chatting in a Twitch stream. Skioru, welcome to the room. Lameboy, thank you for the 10 bits. Goodness gracious me. You can't gift it to me. I already own it. I already own the video game. Alright, this is going to give me a headache if I keep this up. Back to bisexual lighting. Because we're pretty sure I'm bisexual, but we're not certain yet. We haven't got anything out to verify that statement. We'll call it bi-curious. Anyway, there's a toxic Twitch streamer who is kind of the same after this. You'll never mention them again. A ton of people have already cut them out of their lives. Good. Fuck them. There are a number of streamers like that, though, unfortunately, who just happen to stay popular. I can reject all of your channel point redeems, by the way. Yeah, I want to just call myself sexual and to be done with it. I'm just gonna say I'm pan. Honestly, I said this last night. I'm just gonna say that I'm pansexual. I don't know if I don't know if I actually have any real attraction to anyone who is perhaps, say, masculine identifying. I've never looked at a man and felt sexually attracted to them, but I'm just gonna say pansexual for the hell of it. Maybe it's because I'm like just specifically not really caring about sex and sexuality at the moment, that it gives me a little bit more time to think about what do I find attractive, you know? It used to be so set in stone before, when I was just culturally conditioned to believe big men go after women. You know? Can I stop calling you out like this? Never. Big brain. Oh my goodness. Second lesbian who ended up by. I'm still going to call myself a lesbian though. I'm still going to call myself a lesbian at the end of the day. But you know, transitioning, you know, it's also, check this out. I did that little thing. It doesn't work very well, but I need to fix that up so that it mutes properly and whatever, but there's a neat little thing what I did. Anyway, what was I going to say? Fuck, good question, Abby. I don't know what you were going to say. You could be 99.9% attracted to women and 0.1% attracted to men and still be bi. Yeah, exactly. And it suits the lighting. Don't even mean it remotely negatively. If you discover you're bi, it's completely valid. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? It's like, it doesn't really... it doesn't specifically affect me in a negative or positive way what my sexuality is. I really don't care at this point. You know, after I came out as trans and I started to unpack a lot of things... Oh my god, goodness. Winona. Thank you for gifting us up to Kiara, you fucking legend, you. After I came out as trans, I began to unpack a lot of the things that I had told myself over years and years of repressed identity. And a lot of that repressed identity was heavily steeped in what I had learned were cultural masculine norms. So a man has to pursue a woman to assert his dominance and masculinity, sort of thing, was the role that I had put into myself. Fucks, there you go. And a bit of a flex there. But, you know, and after I came out, I was like, well, a lot of this sexuality stuff that I had built up over such a long time felt incredibly facetious and maybe even repressive in a lot of ways. Again, I haven't had the opportunity to explore that. I don't know if I even will. I'm not really interested in it. I'm still, you know, again, like you said, 99.9% attracted to women. But, you know, the concept of being beyond that pretty standard sexuality binary is appealing in its own way, I suppose. I'm just going to say pansexual. Sometimes you feel like your pansexuality is just your attraction to women and also Charlie Day. Cody Shouty too, because he's just lefty Charlie Day. We have to look up who that is. I don't know who that is. Hang on, who's that? Oh, Cody Johnston? Goodness me. I think I see what you mean. Do you think inhibiting tests makes you less interested in sex altogether? Yeah, I think so. Once I started taking T blockers, my sex drive plummeted. And once I got on estrogen, it disappeared entirely. So there's nothing left there. Vagabond, get timed out. Get in the corner. Go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner for 60 seconds and think about what you did. Go think about what you did, Vagabond. Which is a request that you go sit in the corner. And there you go. Enjoy. But yeah, I think the hormones thing. Also, Vagabond, I'll read your message. You're bi, but dating cis girls is too much, but men are legit just trash. So like, trans masks and trans femmes. Though I know, right? Dude, trans girls. Well, I covered the latest Crowder video I don't know. I've seen bits of the latest Crowder video. I've seen bits of I've seen snippets online of what he's been up to, and I'm like, oh god. You know, your hot body still turns you on. Well, yeah, you can't. I can't hide that, Jacinto. I cannot hide my undying crush for thee. Had very low libido until you put yourself on TRT. There you go. Yeah, there's probably no point touching on Steven Crowder's bullshit. It could be good clickbait, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. I'm not quite certain if I want to go down that avenue. Any chance I will raffle off Frostmore? No. Jacinta turns on everyone. It's that anarcho-leftist stuff. It just gets everyone hot and heavy. Anyway, should we get back to our vaccines? Should we get back to our vaccines that gave me autism and turned me transaction? They turned me transaction. Vaccines turned me transaction, folks. Wish they'd done the kneeling thing exactly like the pigs did it. Yeah, like we can have a look at... Okay, so here's what happened. I don't know what the political slant of me-or is, but Steven Crowder branded racist for recreating George Floyd murder as producer kneels on him like Derek Chauvin. Here's the picture of Steven Crowder doing it. And here is the actual picture of Derek Chauvin doing the actual thing. You can see how significantly different that looks. Let me get myself out of the way for a second. You can see how different that looks. Crowder had to go out of his way to do this shit. Yeah, the vaccines turned me into a transistor radio, exactly. Like, look at that. This guy, his body weight is behind Crowder's neck. Way behind it. And he's putting all of his weight on his heels. He's not even leaning on him. His knees are on Crowder's back, not on his neck. This is a man putting all of his weight on a man's neck. All of his body weight on a man's neck, on his knee. You can see the difference. You can visibly see the difference. I will be more than happy to help Steven Crowder properly recreate the George Floyd arrest by kneeling on his neck for 9.5 minutes with a comparable amount of pressure. There you go. Anywho. Steven Crowder is a dipshit. Steven Crowder is a dumb fucking dipshit. Anyway. Crowder was just like, YouTube, just ban me. I'm back. Let's do something even more dumb. This is the thing, right? By all logic, we should be calling for YouTube to ban Crowder after this kind of thing, right? But here's the problem. If they were to do that, what's going to happen is that Steven Crowder has obviously put himself in the spotlight again with this fucking stunt. But YouTube could either try to remove the video, or they could indefinitely suspend his account, or whatever it is that they could do, and Crowder and his ilk are just going to go somewhere else. They might even come to Twitch for all we know. And use that to rile up his base and make things even worse. You know, it's not going to stop Crowder from being Crowder, from doing his thing, from making money off this kind of contrarian, controversial bullshit. He's going to keep doing it. But if YouTube outright bans him, he still wins, you know? So they've got two choices. They either leave the video up. So, like, here's the thing. If they delete the video, Crowder's going to release a video saying YouTube is censoring him. If they ban him from the platform, he's going to go to another platform and say YouTube is censoring him. And they're going to continue pushing that narrative that big tech censorship is trying to shut down Steven Crowder. Right? And that's just going to make matters worse. And don't get me wrong, there are issues with the whole idea of big tech censorship. But do we really need to keep pushing this fucking narrative from the conservative viewpoint? So conservative commentator Steven Crowder is once again making headlines for another bizarre move. The 33-year-old has now posted a video on his YouTube channel recreating the episode which took George Floyd's life. As soon as the video came to light, people started slamming Crowder for the act. Crowder goes Mythbusters and has his producers kneel on his neck for 9 minutes just to see what happens. Crowder titled the video where he first can be seen kneeling down and later where one officer is kneeling on his neck, applying force. In reality, 45-year-old Derek Chauvin, who is white, was seen in video taken by a bystander kneeling on the neck of a handcuffed Floyd for more than 9 minutes, as the 46-year-old African-American man complained repeatedly that he can't breathe. If you've seen the video, I don't recommend watching it if you want to retain your sanity. In the video, another person is constantly asking Crowder how he is feeling as he is laid down with the officer's knee on his neck. The actual harrowing video of Floyd's death touched off protests against racial injustice and police brutality in the United States and around the world, and so on Wednesday, April 7, Crowder tried to recreate it. People slammed him. One person said, "So that subhuman pile of pond scum..." Come on, pond scum? Pond scum? Call him a pile of diarrhea, for goodness sake. Steven Crowder recreated George Floyd's death for shits and giggles in another dumb video. Not surprised, really. It's not like the dude will get any consequences, since YouTube loves playing chicken shit. Maybe conservatives deserve to be silenced. Again, like we mentioned before, the moment you start trying to... it's censored. Why is scum censored? Why would you censor the word scum? Vagabond, thank you for the 55 bits. Devil, welcome to the Rogue Room. Why would you censor the word scum, dude? Okay. Wait, look at this. What? It's... Scum. Scum. What? What the fuck? What? Why is it censored there but not... I don't know. Maybe he scams ponds. I don't know, yeah. At any rate, you know that if Reagan and Andropov had the balls to lob ICBM at each other, we wouldn't have been talking about Crowder because he would have remained unborn. Oh, fucking, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Cam. Oh my goodness. Scum is a slur. I know, it's so weird. Anyway, yeah, this is the thing. This line right here, maybe conservatives deserve to be silenced, is, as you are well aware, I put out a video on this one called Cancelled, which talks about the fact that these people love the idea, and quite frankly, let me look this up really quickly, because this is kind of relevant, what Adam Hills posted today, actually. But anyway, we'll come back around to that. This idea, like, the moment that if YouTube reacts to this, and like we mentioned before, they already did suspend him once recently for something else. Was it relating to the shooting, maybe? I don't recall what Crowder did to get suspended recently, but he couldn't upload to his main channel for a week, and he got removed from the YouTube Partner Program. So, like, YouTube looking at a big creator like Crowder and chicken shitting out is what they do. Crowder can't even use the Butterfield defense. He hasn't been a comedian in forever. Yeah, exactly. But he likes to have his little gaggle of sycophants sitting in his studio cackling at every stupid remark he makes. And all, like, if you've seen the video, I'm sure. I mean, there's probably many videos like this of Steven Crowder where he makes a really just blatantly racist joke towards African Americans. Flagrantly racist joke. And then everyone in the studio just tacks on with even more. It's just a bunch of really outright ghetto stereotype black people jokes. And yeah, Crowder has to change my mind, dude. Can we just change his mind out and not replace it? Just open up his skull, take the brain out, sit it on a shelf somewhere, close it, send him off. You know? His YouTube and Twitter were suspended. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like I mentioned before, yeah, if you try to suspend Crowder over this, if you try to ban him for this or anything like that, he's going to cry cancel culture, he's going to cry censorship, and it's just going to make the whole thing worse. And his audience already believes this shit anyway, so it's just going to rile them up even more, and it's going to make matters worse overall. So what do you do in this circumstance? You know, how do you deal with somebody like Crowder who has such a huge audience? Change my mind. He won't miss his brain. He doesn't use it for his content after all. True. Like the classic cross-dressing in public to own the libs. Why does he like to cross-dress so much? What's he got against trans people if he loves cross-dressing so much? You know he's the kind of person who would think trans people are just cross-dressers. So why does he enjoy cross-dressing so much? What's the go there, Steven? What are you getting up to there, mate? Steven Crowder is what happens when you give a man baby too much money and daddy's endless approval, and then daddy calls him up and says, hey, look, I don't want you debating Sam Cedar, because you'll get absolutely demolished and you'll make your brand look like shit, you fucking idiot. So, you know, daddy doesn't actually approve, I don't think. I think daddy sees him as a useful idiot. I don't think Steven Crowder's dad's actually terribly proud of the moron. He just knows he brings in the cash, so he's just like, keep doing what you're doing, because it's money. But listen, son, I'm never going to sign a birthday card with "I love you," no matter what you do. Let's see here. Okay. Here's the thing. Do we think Crowder has daddy issues? It definitely seems it, honestly. Here's the thing. Here's an interesting tweet. Just because you can advertise to the world that you're a shitty human being doesn't mean you have to. And then this person goes, how's he a shitty person? Floyd had 3 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. And somebody responded to this. Hate peddling to this racist bullshit, but let's do it. George Floyd had 2 nanograms of fentanyl and 5 of norfentanyl in his system. He would have needed about 250,000 times more than that to have a lethal dose. Crowder is mocking his death because he's a horrible human being. There you go. There's some facts for you. There's some things. Oh, oh no. Vagabond, don't time yourself out again. Because it took away your mod badge. And yeah, the thing is, even if he was on drugs, what does that matter? How does a man being on drugs? This is the problem, right? I've seen a number of comments, as I'm sure you have as well. Whenever the news articles about George Floyd have come to light, they talk about the drug use, and immediately, any time someone is taking drugs, any kind of drugs, they are immediately seen as a demon in the eyes of quite a few people. And yeah, being on drugs does not forfeit your right to life, not by any stretch of the imagination. The fact that people have this ridiculous, bizarre notion that because you have drugs in your system means you deserve to be in jail or deserve to be killed, like it's absurd. It's just, you know, yeah, some people who take recreational drugs can end up doing some pretty horrendous things. But you know who else does pretty horrendous things? People who are not on drugs. There are people who are not on drugs who are out there doing a raping and a murdering and all of that kind of stuff without any narcotics in their systems. It's really bizarre that people just immediately associate someone who takes drugs with being an evil person. It's dehumanizing, that's exactly it. You gotta go, Julia. Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out. Thank you so kindly. Okay, you do still have your sub, Vagabond. Good. You think trans is okay? What if I wear booty shorts and a crop top in public? What if I give myself a big fat ass and boobs while I'm at it? Triggered yet? Are you triggered? There's your flex, Julia. Enjoy them biceps. Oh, ow. Anyway. And yeah, it absolutely is dehumanizing. It says to the rest of the world, you know, people who see someone who is on drugs, people who see someone who is on anything, even if they're just smoking weed, dude. Like, remember, if you haven't watched my video, if you haven't watched my YouTube video, Sports, where I talk about Michael Phelps, I was in Lexi's stream and she was watching it earlier. And what's interesting, what occurred to me at the time is, you know, right around when Michael Phelps was super famous and killing it, he got into trouble for smoking pot at a party. He got into trouble for ripping a bong. Why? That shit's harmless as all fuck, dude. He's not hurting anyone. He's not exactly juicing with weed. He's not getting on the gear with weed. But the absolute demonization of drug use over the past however many years has led people to think it's absolutely a logical conclusion to jump to that if somebody dares to take any kind of recreational drug, that they are a reprehensible person and they deserve every bad thing that's coming to them. And yeah, it's absolutely wrapped up in Catholic scaremongering, devil's lettuce, etc. The athlete wanted to get stoned the one time. How horrible. And you know what? Your girl wants to get drunk on one chocolate mud shake. So it is about half time here in the Rogue Room. I promise you this, folks. I promise you this. At some point, we're going to do bigger streams again. I know we're only going for another hour and a half tonight. But at some point, I want to go back to bigger streams. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to justify it. But I do want to go back to it. at some point, maybe 6 hours at a time. We might start by going up to 4 hours. I think I was going to do that starting next week, actually, as of Monday. Let's go from Monday next week. I might start either at 8 p.m. or I'll start at 9 p.m. and go till 1 a.m. Sound juicy? Does that sound nice and juicy? But as for right now, I'm going to take a quick BRB. Hello, Ketchups. How you going, mate? How's it going? We were just about to take a quick BRB. Because I need to pee. Your girl needs to get the urine out of her bladder. Renegade, welcome to the program. How's it going, mate? Weed somehow gave him superpowers to win gold medals. No, that was his ridiculously long arms. Michael Phelps has long fucking arms. Ugh. And I got tiny little short, stumpy, buff arms. Anyway, if you want something to do while I quickly take a bit of a break, have a look at my specs while I BRB. We'll be back in a moment, folks. Don't go away. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Do you know how much effort goes involved? Do you know how much effort is involved? Sorry. In lifting up this fucking thing to take a piss? Look at the dress. Look at it. Look at this fucker right here. It goes like all the way down to my feet. Look at it. And there's 2 layers. And I have to like pull up one and another and I'm gonna bunch them up just to take a leap, dude. Fucking ridiculous. How's it going, folks? Welcome back. Get that pumping me. Just take the dress off. Just take it off. Just walk around in my undies. That's it. Just in my undies. One disadvantage of women's clothes not designed for access by girls with a penis. Any girl would have to bunch this shit up, dude. Doesn't matter if they got a penis, a vagina, or anything. I mean, and start brainstorming for Shark Tank. Shove a dunny under the skirt. Cracking open a cold mud shake with the boys. Yeah, the fucking boys, mate. Yeah, cloaca, fuck it. Wearing clothes is annoying. You're naked whenever the opportunity strikes. I will not lie. Sometimes after having a shower, I will just like sit there in my towel or naked, whatever, and I'm just like, I should get dressed. For all intents and purposes, there's no reason for me to be sitting here nude. But I'll just like, for like half an hour or something, I'm just sitting there in a towel. No, like nothing. It's like, that is certainly a shower, what I just did. All clothes should come with a butt flap. Can you imagine if that was standard? Would low quality footage of Robin Williams doing stand-up be DMCA? It's even worse when you're wearing a bodysuit and you're tucked and need to undo all I don't tuck. Anyway, BB Glove, welcome to the Rogue Room. Low quality footage of Robin Williams doing stand-up be DMCA. Let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Let's have a geeze. Here we go. It's probably fine, honestly. Let's pause the music and watch Robin Williams. What the fuck? Okay. It's muted. Give me a second.
1998 Olympics, they took away his... Ooh, Sherlock. Unlike the poor Canadian snowboarder in 1998 Olympics, they took away his medal because he tested positive for marijuana, which is kind of redundant, number one. Number two, they said that marijuana was a performance-enhancing drug. Marijuana enhances many things. Colors, tastes, sensations, but you are certainly not fucking empowered. When you're stoned, you're lucky if you can find your own goddamn feet. The only way it's a performance-enhancing drug is if there's a big fucking Hershey bar at the end of the run.
Oh, it hurts to think that he's gone, yeah. God, dude, do I get it? It fucking stings. He was amazing. His stand-up is exhausting to watch, what, because he's gone? So much coke? Oh, okay. Constricting / tight-fitting clothing gives you the creeps. I wear loose-fitting clothing whenever you have to wear clothes. That's understandable. I like wearing leggings, though, which is really uncomfortable as someone with, you know, a 14-inch penis. It's really difficult to want to wear tights and stuff like that, you know, because it's just got this enormous bulge that everyone can vividly see. Because of my enormous cock. That is... Stop me, please. Just become a pro wrestler. 14 inches. I know. Can you imagine? Let's just put this into context. Let's just put this into perspective for a moment. Just... Trans girls with the 17-inch dick. What is this stream? What is this channel? I don't even know anymore. It's not TOS, it's just a tape measure. It's just a tape measure. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a tape measure. There's nothing unusual nothing untoward happening here at the present. Is that a futanari? Let's skip ahead to the next song. Hurry up. Wear leggings, hide the bulge with a skirt. I've actually done... I mean, I just like wearing leggings with jean shorts or skirts over them.
Welcome back.
Oh my goodness, Winona, thank you for
supporter
giving
of
us
the
up to
cause.
Uncle Fester. Thank you so much. Oh yes, I see. I understand my dirty mind. So is Abby seeing anyone? Well, they wouldn't be seeing much of me aside from my gigantic penis. Anyway. Are we just going to stick with the gigantic dick jokes for the rest of the night? Anywho. Where were we? Where did we stop off, folks? Where did we go? We were talking about the, You wish you had a bigger one, to be honest, because that's more material for them to use at the bottom surgery. Oh, well, I mean, true. I hadn't thought about that. Joy Avery, welcome to the Rogue Group. How you doing? So lengthy. What is a futanari? Let's not go there. Let's not do that. Here's the thing. Whoops, sorry. For those of you who missed Shoe on Head's tweet about the Steven Crowder situation, let's just go back to the Steven Crowder thing. What a fucking ghoul. The majority of the body weight of Derek Chauvin is almost entirely on Floyd's neck. The majority of this guy's body weight is over his own heel. And again, this guy's knee is on Crowder's shoulder blades. Not on, well, not on the neck. There was some moments where it's like supposed to be on the neck, but obviously this whole fucking thing was filmed to be as offensively, egregiously racist as possible. You know,
welcome back, supporter of the cause.
Anonymous gifter giving Bernard a sub. Thank you so kindly, anonymous gifty person. You lovely, lovely person, you. Does that mean we're at 200 subs? We might be back at 200 subs again. We were at 200 subs before the stream. It went back down below 200. It went back down below 200. Sadhap, how's it going? How's it going? What's going on? Enjoy that sub, Bernard. Enjoy the ad-free viewing. And another
welcome
one
back,
to Jacinta.
Supporter of the cause.
Another one to Jacinta. Anonymous, please enjoy the subscribe. Why is it telling Anonymous you can now enjoy the subscriber lounge? Why does it do that? Jacinta, enjoy your smudge emotes. I've got to make new emotes. I am funded by Anonymous, who are apparently transphobic according to Shinigami Eyes. If we are to believe Shinigami Eyes, the Anonymous Twitter account is transphobic, so there's a thing. Actually, here's an interesting thought. What's his name? Fall Guys. Who is the guy that runs the Fall Guys Twitter account? What's his name? Oliver, age 24. Nope, he doesn't get listed as transphobic. If I recall correctly, either him or someone else involved with one of those quirky games made a transphobic joke on the social media account of one of them quirky games. And didn't get flagged. Someone doesn't like seeing mods without a sub. You're all my subs now and I'm your dom. You're on the Patreon but never paid for a Twitch sub because these bastards keep buying them for you. Imagine being afraid of trans people existing. I know. It's such an unusual thing to get afraid of, to be so worked up, to be so up in arms about somebody else's identity. Like, just you do you, you know, I'll do me. That's the thing, is like trans people aren't really going out of their way to attack anyone who's not trans. Like we're not going out of our way to bring down someone else's identity other than as a joke to defend ourselves. Whereas there are really aggressively angry people who are trying to tear down our identity. And an anonymous chair with 100 bits. Thank you so kindly. By the way, Babbling Goat, how you doing, mate? What's going on? Everybody go give Babbling Goat a follow. Absolute legend. Have a party on Saturday. Where Dan's can get their munch eggs.
You are now one of us.
And, okay, we got a hype train, I guess. We have a hype train, folks. We have hit hype train status. And we smashed 200 subs. And we smashed the daily sub goal. Fucking nice, dudes. Friends. Mates. Is mates gender neutral? You're at a crossroads. You be gender fluid, and yet there are times you want to be a trans girl who wants to keep the D. There's nothing wrong with instructions unclear. Cave sub. Oh my goodness, Cranch
on you
with the 1,000 bits. Oh my goodness, it's hype train moment, folks. Oh, you know what? Since we're doing the hype train thing, I really need to get more original ways that I can play around with my lights. Honestly, party mode is on. It's hype train. It is hype train. Crank it, mates. Crank it. Turn the vibes up. Turn the beats up. Turn the music up. We are hype training at the minute. At the very minute. Venom, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? In other news, you've decided you do not like iced oat milk in your iced tea. Iced coffee. I can't read. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Why did I just immediately assume iced tea? Yeah, so have some dumbass TERFX mates that are legit afraid that M2F trans people will try to rape them in the communal showers at the gym. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. It is absolutely absurd the way that trans people are treated. Anonymous cheerer. My goodness. For the 300 bits, thank you so bloody kindly. There's a lid on this. there is a lid on this. At the rate we're going with hype trains, I'm going to need to gift another copy of Valheim. I'm not gonna, but I might. I might gift something else. Maybe a copy of Terraria.
I see you.
And here's no comment, chick with a raid. We're already in party mode. Hello, friends. How the fuck are you going? My name is Abby. Welcome to the Rogue Room. What's going on? Based cat girl raid. We already had a hype. We've got a hype train going at the moment. It's at 0% on level 3. But we had a hype train going, so we're already in party mode. Look at the lights. Look at all of the colors and the sounds. The music is cranked. We vibing. I don't know how to dance, so I don't expect much from me. How did your stream go? How did your stream go? What'd you get up to? Tell us all about it. Minecraft. What were you doing in Minecraft? Do tell, please. As much as I am someone who is entirely burnt out on the game, I love hearing what people do in Minecraft. I adore it.
Another round on you.
Draco, thank you for the 100
Everyone get
bits.
your wallets out and give to our goddess Abigail.
I hate when I smile,
Another
honestly.
round on
Hollywood. I love that name. That's awesome. Thank you for the 69 bits. And Binary gifting us up to Leo Leah. I'm Leo Leah.
You are now
I hate
one
when
of us.
I like get that big grinning cackle going on my face because it for some reason makes my nose look really big, which it is. Which is my English genetics, I suppose. Ew. I've got imperialist genetics. Hollywood, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Rogue Room. We're in hype train mode. We're in post-raid mode.
Another round
The slide with
on you.
wild hogs.
I'm not joking. Everyone, let's make this gorgeous woman smile more.
Stop. I never used to smile like this. I fucking hated smiling before. I loathed and detested it. You could not find any photos of me smiling from years and years ago. For various reasons. And now, of course, I'm a lot more comfortable with myself.
Another round.
Probably Anglo
on
Box
you.
too. There we go. Big nose gang. Can we big up gals with big noses and big eyebrows? Let's get the eyebrows up
Another
in there.
round on you.
Show off the eyebrows. Thank you
Stop.
so kindly.
Why would I do that? You deserve all of this.
Vagabond, thank you for the 95. Draco, thank you for the 200 and the 400. Goodness gracious me, this is insane. What on earth is going on? I don't even know. Big noses are hot. Quite frankly, I'm going to just be real with you right now. I've met quite a few women throughout my life who've got big noses. And all of them were fucking gorgeous. Okay? Let's put that out there right now. Big nose, big eyebrows. Maybe I'm Balkan. Am I Balkan? I don't know. I don't know where my... Actually, I have no idea about my dad's side of the family. I know
Another
there's... Oh my
round
goodness.
on
Draco!
you.
What are
What's
you
going
doing?
on? We're showing our love for someone who deserves it.
Thank you so kindly for the 800 bits. Goodness gracious me. I know on my mother's side we've got English, Welsh, and Scottish, I think. I have no idea about my dad's side. But he's got dark hair, and I think he's where I get the nose from. So... And I get a lot of compliments on the cheekbones. I'll take the... I get the suspicion. I've seen quite a few trans gals who've got really nice, high, strong cheekbones. It's a look. It's a thing. It is a trans girl thing. It's not
Another round.
uniform.
on you.
Okay.
I couldn't double the 800 because I failed at math when I bought these bids, but here you go.
Draco, for fuck's sake. Thank you for the 1500. You fucking legend. Half Balkan, half Balkan. Balkan!
Another round on
Nerdy
you.
Bunny, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh my goodness. I need to get something going for this stream. I promise you, I'm going to brainstorm. I'm going to put my head together. What did we miss about the Minecraft, by the way? Let me come back, because I missed that. I'm so sorry. I got distracted with everything going on. There's a slide with wild hogs. Is there any more Minecraft stuff? I want to talk Minecraft now. I've definitely noticed, at least among the trans girls I follow on social media and YouTube and things like that, there's quite a few of them who have that very angular, high cheekbone face. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like there are a number of trans girls like me who, once they came out, started losing a bunch of weight. Not even necessarily losing a bunch of weight. You know, once I lost a bunch of weight, my cheekbones came out quite a lot. My My face regained its structure and its silhouette. Especially Contra, yeah, definitely. Contra's most certainly got awesome cheekbones. And then there's also like, what's her name? I've forgotten what her name is on Twitter. She's taking a break from Twitter at the moment, I think. Forgotten what her name is. I feel like if you're one of those people who trolls around trans Twitter, you know who I'm talking about. Mistaken LA trans, welcome to the Rogue Room. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's meow. Meow. Contra is fucking stunning. What is... Not Mia Moore. Who do I follow on trans Twitter? Who is the person that I can't remember the name of? Really good bone structure. Really gorgeous bone structure. But because she's taken a break from Twitter, I can't look her up. I don't know who it is I'm talking about. She's definitely got one of the names. One of the trans girl names. Whatever that means. The cheekbones thing is also very weight dependent. Oh my goodness! Venom, thank you for the 500 bits. Testosterone has not brought out your cheekbones, but hell has it brought out your jaw and your wrists. Well, I mean, true. Testosterone actually does do that to a person. You know, I have a... Well, actually, I don't have much of a jawline. I've got enough of a jawline that I can pass for looking reasonable. Not Ashlyn. Not Mia Mulder. What is her fucking name? Ava. Ava. I know who it is. Bisexual lighting girlfriend. This one. Oh my god. This girl right here. Goodness gracious me. Dude. Thanks for the hydration. Mia. She pretty. She very pretty. Like look at the facial structure of this woman. Goodness me. 100 bits again, Venom. Thank you so kindly. And another 100 bits, Nerdy Bunny. Oh my goodness.
Another round.
She is stunning. Oh my goodness. I don't think she's had anything done either. I think this is just estrogen. This is just womanhood. Goals, mate. Level 5 hype train. Final level. Keep the hype train going until the hype swings out of the station. Estrogen does powerful things. I've heard estrogen can have an impact on your facial structure in some ways. Minor little things. Like fat distribution moves around and you can get a little bit of a shift in how you look. I'm honestly not sure though, because when I came out I was a lot heavier and thus I had more fat in my face. And as I've lost like 26 kilos since August, I can't tell because I look different anyway. Anyways. And I also got fucking good at makeup. How you going? Look at me. Look at these. Look at this. I should have done something under the eyes. But. And my lipstick looks like a mess because I've had food tonight after I put the makeup on. And I didn't fix my makeup up. I didn't fix up my makeup.
You are now one of us.
Before starting stream. Jesus Christ, Venom. Gifting subs to the locked character Quasimoto, Emmy Geddon, Stream Glue, Chef Joey C, and Magic Man.
You are now one
Goodness
of us.
me, excuse my bot for continuing to repeat the message over and over again. It's going to do that now. It's going to be an asshole. It's just going to keep playing the same message. Chat is blowing up. Gigas, how you doing?
You are now one of us.
Stuff's happening. A massive raid. We've had a couple of massive raids tonight. Another level 5 hype train completed. I am going to be covering my top surgery.
You are now one of us.
Giggles, what do you got? Sorry, I'm just distracted. This is a cat. He doesn't hate you based on your sexual orientation, gender, politics, ethnicity, or religion. He hates you because he is a cat. You are now
one of us.
Maybe you should sub yourself. That's entirely up to you, friend. We've smashed the hype train tonight. I didn't even think that was a thing that would happen. I was not anticipating that.
Now one of
First
us.
half of the stream we focused mainly on the COVID vaccine. I'm not becoming a top. Are you kidding me? No way, dude. Genuinely, fucking Christ. Holy shit. Man, like, let me tell you right now. I ain't topping. I'm done topping. Welcome to the Rogram. Hexagrams. Barnes, Emma, Dizzy, Flyer.
You are now one of us.
And Draco gifting a sub to Venom. You're all insane. Cats are lovely jerks. I don't know where mine is. He's around somewhere. I wonder if he's in here locked in with me. I honestly haven't checked. I've not checked if the cat is locked in the room with me. Genuinely, though. I've explained the fact that I haven't gotten laid in, you know, half a year or more. The hormones killed the sex drive. That's gone. I just threw it out the window. What friend is in the terrarium? Terrarium. That is Vess. Let me see if I can see her. Yes, she's right there. It's the spider. Let me see if we can do this. Can we? Not really. That is her there. You can't really see her because she's brown, so, you know, mixed against the brown soil or whatever it is. I need to get a spider cam. There's an idea. You know, once I have the cash, we could set up spider cam. So we've hit 119% hype train, level 5, friends, holy crap, dude. But yeah, I think I need to get a spider cam, get an extended USB cable, set it up so it's like right there next to her enclosure. Because she's right there, you can see her, but you can't see her, because like, if I turn the lights way up, yes, we do have a tarantula. Let's try this for a moment. Okay. Because the hype train is about to die off. The hype train's about to leave the station, folks. Because we can't go any further than level 5. We've hit it. Let's go as bright as we can. Let's turn all the lights on. And try this again. Okay, here we go. Is this going to work? Nope, that does not help at all. You still can't see her. It's hard as that. There we go. Brightness, I know. Such strong support. Thank you, everyone. You are all lovely. Goodness gracious me. You have done something for me today, folks. Thank you all. Oh my god. The skull. The skull's awesome. Yeah, if I can, like, genuinely, I've considered for a long time investing in another camera just to put on Vess. Just to put on Vess. Because she's so fucking cool, dude. The only problem, of course, is that if I do that and we've got arachnophobic folks in chat, I don't want to upset anyone who doesn't like spiders. Because they are creepy crawlies. But I have got, if you can, now we've got the gay lighting back. Don't worry, we're back on bisexual lighting. Let's have a look here, because I do have some recent photos of her. So if you don't want to see my spider, you can look away now if you would like. But I could show you this, for example. Here's a picture of her. Yes, she is named after the Witcher character. I have no attachment at all to Vess from the Witcher, but I like the name. Anyway, look away in 3, 2, 1. If you do not like spiders, this is Vess. There's my most recent picture of her. And that's like a really clear photo of her. Here to dull that though. Here I am, cat. Hiding behind that stack of games down there is where he was earlier today. Anyway, let me see if I can find another Vess photo, because I've got more in here because she's been active lately. That's photos that my ex took with my son today when she got into my bloody phone. Let me go through here. Where is it? Let me find it. There were more photos. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's a good, like, top angle photo of S. 3, 2, 1. I do not know what species of tarantula she is, but there she is. Here's like a top-down photo of her. She's very cute. And when she crawls around, dude, it gives me feelings. I don't know how I got this photo. This feels like I put my camera inside the enclosure. I don't recall doing that, but you can see the angle on it. And it looks like it's in the enclosure with her. She's so cool, dude. Trying to make it so the ring light's not in the way. I do not remember dropping my camera into the enclosure to take that photo. So unless like the side window was particularly clean that day or something, I don't know. At any rate. She's a cool pet. I love having a spider as a pet. You keep dozing off. Radio Fox, thank you for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you being here so much. And everyone, I appreciate you all being here. We're not done yet. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that I like you all being here. Spider fuck. It's 15 o'clock. Gotta run down to the local burger joint and pick up me burgers. Sounds good. Festa, that sounds fucking awesome. I hope it's well. MDHJ, the night is going fantastic. How are you going? How do you get so comfortable with spiders? I was taught as a kid to not fear them so much. Just to be aware of the ones that are dangerous. Huntsmans can't kill you, for example. Huntsmans are these big, gangly fuckers. And, yes, safe to look now. I won't show you what a huntsman looks like, but if you look up a huntsman spider, they're pretty common in Australia. You'll find them inside households. And they're this big, spindly-legged, you know, splayed out across your wall. They're massive. They're fucking huge, but they're not going to hurt you. They don't care about you. They're only there to hunt insects and then move on with their life. You know, they're there to just hunt insects and then go live their life, do whatever they do. And then, yeah, like, you want to look out for stuff like the white tips, the redbacks, the funnel webs, the trapdoors. I think either the funnel webs or the trapdoors, there hasn't been a death from one of those two spiders since the 1980s because we have an anti-venom for them, or an anti... whatever it is. So since then, since we've had that... Let me turn the volume back down on this just a tad. This is a nice track, though. I like this one. Anti-venom? Yeah, like we've had basically a cure if you get bitten by a certain type of spider. We've got cures for the other spiders as well, for the redbacks, the whitetails, the funnel webs, and the trapdoors, and other ones. There are other ones that are particularly venomous that will kill you if they sting you. Okay, but we do have treatments for them. In fact, I live not far from a zoo, a reptile park, that actually does carry and milk spiders of their venom, specifically to turn into anti-venom. And then if you get bitten, they will have a stock of that in their fridges. It's really cool. I wish I could have that job, actually. You know, gassing spiders and milking them for their venom, whatever, however you say it. They use a little dropper, so they knock the spider onto its back, and it's paralyzed, and they're holding it down with like calipers or something like that, and then they manage to. I think they have to actually trigger it so that it actually does start spitting the venom, and they got a little plastic dropper that they put at the spider's fangs, and they suck up the venom. It's wild, dude. It's insane. How cool. I've seen them do it. It's so cool. You can milk them with a vial as well, yeah. So what do you do for a living? I whack off spiders. Not helping with the spider fucking image. It's not, is it? Magpies, dude. Magpies are cool, though. Silas, welcome to the Rogue Room. I hope you're doing well. Sit down, grab a drink, chill out with us. You can defuse any spider with a cup until you move the cup. But generally speaking, like honestly, if I see a white tip, if I see a redback, which you can see in houses, the other ones less so. You're not likely to see a trapdoor spider or a what was the other one I said? Like the particularly dangerous spiders. There are 4. I think there's. Hang on. There's a spider's chart. Here we go. There's this thing. You might, if you're in Australia, you may have seen this when you were a kid. Brown recluse, maybe. So here we go. Can I open this image in a new tab so I can show the whole? Oh, that's as big as it's going to get, is it? Okay. If you're in Australia, you may have seen this chart, right? The actual size spider identification chart. So they've got this chart they send out to households, or you can pick one up in certain places, and they will show you that, you know, you'll see the size of the spider, a detailed image of the spider, and it tells you what they do. I can't really see it, but, you know, just generally speaking, deadly spiders, funnel webs, male and female, redbacks and whitetails. Redbacks and whitetails can be found in households. Funnel webs, less so. They're more like you're going to find them possibly in the yard, but it's not likely. At least not where I am. Too far gone with your spider fear to ever feel comfortable with the big ones. I can understand that. But those well, 2, 3, sorry. Funnel webs, redbacks, and whitetails are the ones you want to look out for. Trapdoors are actually low-risk spiders. I didn't realize that. Okay, Windows Defender. How about don't give me notifications? Fuck off, cunt. Anyway, there was just Windows saying stuff might be potentially threatening. Hello, BTG. How you doing? We're just talking about the actual dangers. Well, I don't know how we got onto spiders. I don't know how we got onto this, but spiders are cool. I like spiders. Oh yeah, we got onto spiders because of this little baby. Yes, we have a killer spider chart. So you've got quite a few. Mouse spiders, black house spiders, and wolf spiders will bite you. They are venomous, they are poisonous, but they won't probably kill you. Yeah, that was Bill Gates calling me up to confirm that all the microchips have been shipped out in the Australian vaccines. So trapdoors are low risk. I've been bitten by a garden orb weaver. It was like a bee sting. St. Andrew's cross and huntsman. Like I said before, huntsmen, they can bite. They can bite, but they generally won't. I've handled a huntsman. Had it on my hand. Didn't bite. They're really docile. They chill. Like, honestly, huntsmen's just chill. They don't care, dude. If I see a huntsman, I will try to... And, I mean, it's difficult to get them to crawl into your hand in the first place, because if you put your hand anywhere within, like, 3 feet of them, they piss off. They go. They're like a motorcycle. They're a motorcycle on 8 legs. They just fuck right out of there. The moment they sense that something is wrong, that something is threatening to them, even if you're not trying to threaten them, they go fast, mate. They get out of there. Oh, fuck no, human. But they're really cool. If you can actually manage to get one to sit on your hand, they just chill out. They'll crawl all over you, and eventually they'll get off you and go back and wander off wherever, but they don't really bite, in my experience. And the experience of numerous other people I know who've handled huntsmans and have been around huntsmans. They don't really bite. They're mostly just looking for food. If they're in your house, they're looking for food. And chances are you've got cockroaches, or you've got other spiders, or you've got other bugs. I could use a huntsman, actually. Can I get a huntsman? Because I've got fleas in my house. I would like a huntsman to come and fuck the fleas off. But at the moment it seems like I'm going to have to get my house fumigated, which means if there is a huntsman living here, it's going to die. Oh, goodness. You've been on St. Andrew's Cross a few times. Ellie Khan, welcome to the Road Room. Spiders aren't inclined to bite unless provoked. So the key is just to be calm if they get on you so they don't feel spooked. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like if you have a spider on you, or if you have a spider near you, try not to trigger them. But whitetails are an immediate kill. If I see a whitetail, I kill them immediately. Because they can kill, especially the fact that I have young kids, you know, they can kill a full-grown adult. So if they were to sting my kids, I'm not sure I'd be able to get them to the hospital in time. And whitetails are aggressive. They do. They go for you. Or, like, if you are standing over them, they will try to run away because they're little pussies at the same time. But if they see the opportunity, they will try to go you, they will sting you, and you will be in shit. Okay? Yeah, redbacks are more venomous but more timid. Like, you'll see a redback chilling in a web, but you'll see a whitetail sitting on the wall, and it's like, it's looking to kill a human being. How are the snakes? I haven't had much interaction with snakes. I've met a few people who keep them as pets. I wouldn't mind getting one as a pet, or a lizard. Like, if I had the space, honestly, I wouldn't mind like a bigger shelving unit that I could turn into a space for a pet, you know, maybe a little mini terrarium of my own that's got a bunch of different animals. I want a scorpion, I want a snake, I want a lizard. That'd be cool. You know, keep a whole bunch of creepy crawlies. I particularly want a scorpion. you're comfy with snakes, you'll just look away at feeding time. Oh, dude, but the feeding is so cool. I have seen her kill a couple of times with the crickets. Very rarely. You know, she tends to wait until the lights are out and everything. But she's active, she's hungry at the moment, she's hunting. So I need to buy some more crickets for her. But I have dropped a spider in on her on one occasion, and she was just sitting like, she's got a little hole here, just like in this corner, that starts about like midway across the enclosure and goes down. And she was just sitting there, with little forelegs just sitting there, and I dropped a cricket in. The moment it hit the dirt, she fucking lurched, grabbed it, and just dragged it into the burrow. It was amazing. I live for that shit, dude. It's so cool. Is this Melissa McCarthy stuff real? Her being hospitalized after being bit by a huntsman? I doubt it. Really? Bitten by a huntsman spider while filming. They don't really do a whole lot, though. Oh, what's this? Is this a... shared footage of herself on Instagram with bandages wrapped around her hands and legs and a towel on her head as she recovered from a spider bite in bed. As a picture of a huntsman flashed across the screen. Let's have a look at this. Hang on.
I love that all the bugs and creatures will kill you. I love that I've seen a spider the size of my head.
I'm itchy!
She's itchy?
It's reached my face!
She's in hand gel?
That's a huntsman. I found it magical.
Pretty puffy, guys. Good day,
I've never heard of this particular response. It's either a bit or she got bitten by a different kind of spider, because a huntsman doesn't do that. Huntsmans don't do that. It's either a bit, which honestly is kind of upsetting in a way. But, you know, have no emotional beef with spiders, but instincts are hard to shake. True. You know, I think we have an innate inclination towards being afraid of spiders because, well, we have experienced historically that they can kill us. So we have that association with the entire species, the entire genus. That, you know, this little spindly 8-legged creature can potentially kill me, and thus there is an innate human fear, and we pass that on generationally. You know, but my family has always been pretty pro-spider. Even though I'm the only one in my family that actually owns one, we've always been like, be careful around the spiders, but some spiders are friends. And, you know, if you see like a daddy longlegs, for example, a daddy longlegs, which is a different kind of spider in America. But a daddy longlegs is like a teeny tiny little like pill-shaped body with just these long ass, they're almost like bits of string. It's got like 8 legs that are just like really thin strands that are angled. They're actual legs. They're not floppy. Yeah, like a harvestman is what I've heard them called as well, and they just chill as well. Like, huntsmen actually don't chill. Not huntsmen, sorry. Daddy longlegs just chill, and huntsmen just chill. Are they the same thing though? That's the thing. Mantis, praying mantis. Oh, cellar spiders. These are what we call, or I think, just judging by the appearance of them, these are what we call. Can I show this? Can I give you folks 5 seconds to look away? Content warning, spiders. 5. Oh, oops. This is what we call a daddy longlegs. This little spindly boy. That's what a daddy longlegs is. But harvestmen, is that what a harvestman is? There's a whole bunch of different insects here that look like harvestmen. Yeah. The daddy longlegs, the single orb with legs, is a harvestman. So this thingy. You know. Anyway, we've closed off that tab now so you can look back if you were looking away. But yeah, those are what we call daddy longlegs here in Australia. And it's because they're long, they've got long legs, and they're daddy. Anyway. Entirely not dangerous, they don't bite. Yeah, there's been some rumors going around that if one of them bites you, if they were like bigger, and they were to bite you, they would be more venomous. There's no truth to that whatsoever. It's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, spider fucker. Listen, there's a reason so many people find Spider-Man to be an attractive superhero. And it's not just because he's Peter Parker. It's also because he's Spider's Man. And he's made of spiders. Anyway, what am I doing? They do bite, but they can barely make it through your skin, yeah. But yeah, as someone who's been bitten by bees, just change title to Spider Talk. I could do that. Anti-vaxxers are smelly bums isn't really related anymore. I keep forgetting that I can change the title routinely. Spiders are cool. Anyway, Peter Parker is 900 spiders in a trench coat. Cellar spiders aren't scary to you because they move slowly. Yeah, I've noticed that. You know, they're not particularly frightening little buggers. Lumival and Astrid, welcome to the Rogue Room, friends. How you doing? Hello, Choking on Ashes. What's going on? Why did only one follow? There it goes. There's the other one. What am I doing? She says as I'm thinking, what is she trying to do? Good question! Oh yeah, then let's do the Mitch thing. Okay. Let's move on from spiders. Let's go to Mitch. Mitch McConnell. Bitch McConnell. There was also another news article I wanted to look at that I've not really... I mean, depending on how we go... Yeah, we could do both. Easily. Alright. Let's open this one and let's go to Draco's DMs. Sliding in your DMs, Draco, to grab this off you. Anyway, here we go. Let's get rid of the COVID stuff for now. We talked enough about COVID. We talked enough about understanding COVID. Anywho, Moscow Mitch, the massive bitch. Let's talk about Mitch McConnell. What do we do for the title? What's the title? I can't really do Bitch McConnell. I could. I'm not gonna do Bitch McConnell though. Here we go. I got one. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. I did that wrong. I went to say Turtle Scum says businesses says what I meant to say was like says businesses should stay out of politics, which is a huge title. I'm surprised that even fits. But I originally says politics should stay out of business. Anyway, let's talk about Bitch McConnell, shall we? McConnell tells businesses to stay out of politics, except with campaign donations. Naturally. His full name is Addison Mitchell McConnell Jr. What a loser. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday continued to rail against businesses protesting a new election law in Georgia, urging them not to weigh in on politics but carving out an exception for campaign contributions. Naturally. Natty or juice? Do you think Mitch McConnell is juicing? Think he's on the gear, bruz? It's not at all relevant to politics. Anyway, no talk, only donate. What's this? Vic Berger. What's Vic Berger saying? Breaking, Gutfeld has been cancelled by Fox News after just 3 episodes. We'll have a look at that in a second. Don't forget to keep yourself well hydrated, comrades. Anyways. Can't believe I'm out of mud shakes again. What is this bullshit? They should provide mutual aid to alcoholics like me, where they give me alcohol and I consume it, and that's the aid. Oh yeah, I was looking at this article. We'll come back to this. An overwhelming majority of young people in the UK support trans rights and trans lefts. Fucking bang. Anyway. McConnell said during a stop at a health clinic in Kentucky that given the heated divisions that currently American politics, if I were running a major corporation, I would stay out of politics, adding that they are irritating a hell of a lot of Republican fans. Fans of your business, you mean customers. Imagine that, the youth in the UK support trans right. Crazy that. But McConnell hedged, stating that businesses have a right to participate in the political process, specifying that he's not talking about political contributions in his warnings, calling them fine, it's legal, it's appropriate, I support that. I don't. Instead, McConnell said companies should not weigh in on a highly incendiary issue like, say, a black man being choked to death for 9.5 minutes. You know, maybe businesses shouldn't be putting out solemn JPEGs. A black background with some white non-serif font that solemnly states, "We stand with the members of the African American community in this trying time." All that kind of bullshit. Virtue signaling, basically. Instead, McConnell said, "Oh yeah, and say, pass what we want you to pass, or we'll take out Major League All-Star." What? And say, pass what we want you to pass, or we'll take our Major League All-Star game to another state. I think whoever wrote this didn't edit it. Why are we like? Why am I seeing this so often lately? Why am I seeing so many articles with dreadful editing? Like they just crammed the article out and then just shoved it on the website with not even a second glance. Like they knew the words they wanted to put out, and they keep missing this letter and that letter and whatever. Thank you, Botwick. Transliberation now. Thank you, Mix Botwick. Republicans have railed against the MLB decision and criticism from companies like United, Delta, and Coca-Cola, with federal lawmakers threatening to go after MLB's antitrust immunity and Georgia lawmakers calling for the removal of Coca-Cola products in the state house. McConnell on Monday warned that companies behaving like a woke parallel government through economic boycotts invites serious consequences. Maybe if the opposition to certain social movements wasn't outright racism, these major companies wouldn't be, aligning their viewpoints with them, for example. How about all right-wing information in Comic Sans? Fuck yes. Dude, somebody needs to start like an underground right-wing psyop to try to coerce all the right-wingers to unironic, make it a thing, right? Here's what I suggest. Make it so, friends. Make it so that the left is terrified of Comic Sans. We hate it. It's one of the worst fonts I think I've ever seen in my life, and whenever I see anyone, particularly opposing political ideologies, using the font Comic Sans, I tell you, friends, I am mortified, disgusted. Oh, it absolutely distracts me from any and all of my political viewpoints. I can't focus when I see Comic Sans. We need to imagine. Can you imagine if Republicans started using Comic Sans in all of their propaganda? Because that's what it is. It's propaganda. Posture check. Thank you. I needed that. Oh, excuse me. Isn't everything that involves human society and social hierarchies politics? Wouldn't that make pretty much all businesses the perfect example of what politics is? Bureaucracy, etc. This seems like real anti-intellectualism, which it is. Which it absolutely is. They should use wingdings. You need to take all display fonts away from boomers. Yeah. You barely need to convince them to use Comic Sans. They just do it anyway because boomers have no sense of typography. No, but we need what's it called? Toilet Paper USA to start using Comic Sans. What's it called? Turning Point USA. Sorry, not Toilet Paper. Turning Point USA needs to start using Comic Sans in those Charlie Kirk pictures that they use, where his face gradually gets smaller in every single meme, and you're not even sure if his face is actually that small or if it's just the memes. Turning Point and Toilet Paper, same thing, pretty much. Comic Sans is good for comics. Yeah, it was literally a font designed for comics, for ease of readability. Convince them Comic Sans is racist and that'll do. We need to take all display fonts away from boomers. But yeah, Comic Sans is atrocious. It's atrocious to look at. It works for comics. That's the thing. It works for comics. It doesn't work as its own standalone font. The moment you put it in any other context, it's awful. Marty, how you doing? It's good for dyslexic people. It has benefits. Believe me, it has benefits. Because I think the reason it's good for dyslexic people is all of the letters have a very distinct shape to them, whereas other fonts have got various letters that are similar in terms of the way they look, and unless you're really analyzing the font as you're going, it can be easy to stumble. I'm beginning to think I'm dyslexic because I keep misreading words because I'm thinking there's a different letter or something in there. Anyway, stares at Sans and Undertale, who speaks in Comic Sans, I know. It's not even a good comic font, you don't think so, Spark? Oh well. Then you might think all of America is racist. Actually, a lot of Americans are not racist, though the system is. The system is the problem, though. And appreciates when companies reflect this. Well, yes, most certainly. So that's what companies will do. They're not anti-racist, but realize most of their customers are not racist and will do these. Yeah, it's just capitalism. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just capitalism. That's just how the corporations do the thing. They want to appeal. And this is the thing. We're seeing companies now coming out in open support of trans rights. Because trans rights is a heavy thing at the moment. And as a result of that, they know there are a lot of people out there who do support trans rights, but there's this vocal minority that are pushing for like this legislation that's going through Arkansas, for example, which is atrocious, and it's explicitly going to kick those trans people out of the state because they won't be able to stay there. Those trans kids are going to have to leave Arkansas because, families of trans children are going to want their child to be as medically healthy as they possibly can, which includes puberty blockers and hormones and all that sort of stuff. And they don't want to put, say, a doctor at risk of being imprisoned for daring to put their child on medication that they need. Comic Sans does help dyslexic people. There's even better fonts for dyslexia, that's true. If I'm not mistaken, there are actually certain fonts out there for dyslexic people that, like I mentioned before, with the fact that Comic Sans, like, all the letters look different distinctly. They look a little bit jumbly, and thus they're more distinct. The lettering is more distinct. If I recall correctly, there are other fonts that actually vary the lettering that makes it easier for dyslexic people. I might be wrong there, but I've read something about this. Used to love all the notes in Comic Sans on passiveaggressivenotes.com. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to look at that. Where were we? Is dyslexia a scale? Under a certain level, most people are considered not dyslexic and are able to read without many issues. It might be worth looking into, honestly. It might be worth looking into that. Anyway, let's come off this for a second and come back to McConnell, because we're not done with McConnell yet. Oh my god, there's a lot here. Oh, hang on. This is the rest of the article. Alright. Okay. There may not be another politician alive who's benefited more from corporations spending money on politics than Mitch McConnell. Talon Ray, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Tweeted ethics watchdog Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. McConnell received over $4.3 million in corporate PAC donations in the 2020 cycle, according to Open Secrets, among the most of any Senate candidate. $258,880. That's how much McConnell got from 37 CEOs of S&P 500 companies in the 2020 cycle, according to MarketWatch, more than any other Senate candidate that year. Former Senator David Perdue, a Republican from Georgia, received the next most, $229,915 from 30 CEOs. The Georgia law, passed by the state's GOP-controlled legislature and signed by Republican Governor Brian Kemp, expands early voting, but sets new restrictions on mail-in ballots, including limiting the number of drop boxes and setting new ID requirements. It also takes election oversight powers out of the hands of the Secretary of State and puts them into a non-partisan official appointed by the legislature. If we must listen to more of Addison's claptrap. Well, there's that. McConnell tells businesses to stay out of politics, except with campaign donations, because of course he does. Where were we? It said they're overused and used inappropriately. Comic Sans is a valid piece of typographic design, but not on a tombstone. I am totally putting Comic Sans on my tombstone. I am totally doing that. And I'm going to start a business, and I'm going to get a plaque. I'm going to put it on the plaque outside the building. You get the point I'm making. Dark Hunter, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Anyway, let's just take a quick look at this. Gutfeld. I don't know what Gutfeld is, but just this sign here says cancel culture just got cancelled, and then it's the sign that says Gutfeld. Okie dokie. Alright, you can stop playing it now, I guess. This is just a video. So what was Gutfeld? I've heard a number of things about this bloke. But I'm not quite sure what his deal is. RIP, whatever the fuck that was. Some Fox News awful idea. Let's have a look. I'm curious. And then we'll come back to the trans rights thing. So here we go. So what is it supposed to be? Alright, here we go. Fox News, it was probably racist, more than likely. It's the Fox News comedy show like The Daily Show. Okay, so a few since this is from Vulture. Here's an article, and this is from 2 days ago. That's the thing, or from, well, Google says 1 day ago, and then you scroll down, it's the same article. It says 2 days ago, whatever. Oh, here we go. We got an article from 17 hours ago. All right, perfect. Let's look at Talon. How you doing? How's it going? Let's have a look at this. There's a video here. As of 17 hours ago, The Independent published this article about Gutfeld. Let's have a look. Nazis don't do good comedy. Yeah, it's usually just making fun of people who are, Jewish. Anyway, right-wing comedy isn't funny. Satire only works when it punches up. When it punches down, it's just being shitty at people.
You all made a great choice. For proof, over at MSNBC, let's see what Brian Williams is up to right now.
Good evening, I'm Brian Williams, and I am on Mars. Yes, I jumped on a chopper, and now I'm on Mars.
I happen to think that this story is unfair to the drivers who, let's face, are, they're driving, they have to use the facilities, so they need to, whatever. I don't even know how to discuss this.
Well, that was an excellent question, Greg.
We went to CNN for comment.
This is the most racist panel I have ever been on.
Racist,
you two are racist,
white male baseball, racist, very racist.
When I hit 5 home runs in Game 7 of the World Series, it didn't feel nearly as...
Yeah, why is I'm on Mars funny? Like, this is the thing, right? These kinds of people will make jokes that are not at all funny by any stretch of the imagination, and then say it's everybody else's fault that we don't get the jokes, but the jokes don't have a punchline. They don't have anything, they're not making any sort of funny observation that's... Is this an Elon Musk dog whistle? I thought that might be it.
Magical as the time I hit 7 home runs in Game 5 of the NBA Championship. And I was buck naked, riding a Clydesdale horse given to me by my good friend Barack Hussein Obama. If that is his...
Notice how they had to make the jab at Barack Hussein Obama. They have to bring up his name. Yeah, it's a compilation. Like, this is a compilation of things. But there's nothing, like, nothing is getting even a giggle at the moment. But, he had to make the... Whoever this bloke is. Whoever they're taking the piss out of, Brian Williams, I guess. It was like, I was naked on a Clydesdale. Oh, fucking top-class comedy. That's the kind of shit that a 4-year-old would find funny. And the man was naked. He had his penis out.
Real name.
Yes, in this new upside-down world, it's racist to assume blacks have IDs, and it's not racist to think they don't. Perhaps it's not about the ID at all, but using this story to redefine, once again, what racism is. And it's everything except being a Democrat, the party of Jim Crow, the KKK, and slavery. I'm just curious, who...
Wasn't there an audience? Was there not a live audience that was laughing at his jokes before? Or did I just make that up? And he just made... Yeah, the parties switched. A lot of people miss this, but the Democratic Party and the Republican Party basically just flip-flopped. I mean, the Democrats are still right of center, but the Democrats, and the Republicans, they keep using this talking point that the Democrats are responsible for the KKK and the Democrats are responsible for Jim Crow and all that, not realizing that on a policy level, the Democrats and the Republicans have vastly switched, and now the Republican Party is flagrantly the racist party. That's how it is, folks. Every bit of it is 100% elementary school humor, yes. Democrats stole Republican ideas, so Republicans went far right, pretty much. Reverse racism means everything but the Democrats. I mean, considering Republicans have a hard-on for wanting to revert to antebellum times. Maybe it was a laugh track? Yeah, maybe. Was that the social distance audience, or did only 5 people turn up to the recording? And they have they've got the sign that says laugh now.
Who doesn't have an ID? And if the person doesn't have an ID, don't you think voting isn't really a primary concern? Given that it's impossible to rent an apartment, get a bank account, or sign up for my new newsletter on the benefits of gold and silver.
And
oh my god, did you hear the way the audience just sort of went... Oh, he's plugging. Subscribe with Twitch Prime for emotes and ad-free viewing. That's how you do it. You don't go to a Be Right Back screen when you come back, though. Anyway, if you don't drive, you don't need an ID. There you go. Lincoln would be defiantly a Democrat nowadays. Dude corresponded with Marx, yet you hear Republicans say Party of Lincoln. I can't fucking read. Party of Lincoln. Don't have an ID. Beyond your ID cards. You vote because voting is important. Well, there you go. Exactly. Republican Party came from the anti-Masonic Party of the 19th century, if we're going to dish the dirt. There we go. The GOP are a white identity party. There you go.
My problem was I had such high hopes for the show. I think I went up to you last week and I said, Greg, you're going to do great. And then I watched it. And I'm thinking to myself, what was I thinking?
Not today.
That's probably the funniest thing that this has produced so far out of this entire little segment. Remember Greg Gutfeld for only a couple of things, having a creepy passage in his book about dating younger girls. They all seem to do that. And hating on the Red Hot Chili Peppers because Faith No More hates them and he loves Faith No More. You don't need ID to rent an apartment. There you go. I think you do here, but it's more like you need 100 points of identification. And if you don't have a driver's license, there's other identification you can get. And I don't doubt you could go and rent independently through a landlord who would just be like, oh, as long as you're cool and you don't fuck my apartment up, you know, they'll rent it to you.
But we'll invite the bunny back for a future briefing, as always. But the bunny's wearing a mask.
So that's where Adam Schiff's been.
What? 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 I beg pardon? Who? What? I don't... What? How? Pat Cowan go, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Fox News' I love this. Fox News' comedy show with Greg Gutfeld gets universally panned. Confused, embarrassing, and offensively, aggressively unfunny were some of the reactions. Fox News is trying out late-night comedy with a new show aimed at competing with the long-running mainstays of network TV. Gutfeld premiered in the 11 p.m. time slot on cable news channel on the cable news channel on Monday and is up against some of the biggest names in television. Professional comedians, something that host Greg Gutfeld is not. The quality of the comedy was commensurate that from poorly executed parodies that were either dated or lacking a punchline to a rant about corporations better suited to the 3 hours of opinion shows that preceded it. The Daily Beast collated some thoughts of comedians and writers after the first episode. Writer Sasha Stewart, formerly of The Nightly Show, commented, just because something has the cadence of a joke does not make it a joke. Holy shit, nail head. Jesus fucking Christ, you cannot sum it up better than that. Just because something has the cadence of a joke does not make it a joke. I fucking love that. I'm sorry for the 5 staffers who make up the laugh track. I was genuinely, unironically. As I was watching that video, I was just like, there's literally a bunch of staff members that are supposed to be giggling at this. There's no actual audience there. And they're being told to laugh. Anyway. She added, noting the unenthusiastic laughter in the background. I know they're staffers because it's the kind of sharp, pained laugh of a person who's barely getting paid enough to be there. John Lovett, the former speechwriter for Barack Obama, was amused by the claim that the content was going to be different from other primetime shows on Fox News. Love a monologue about being brave enough to take on cancel culture. Finally, someone is willing to say at 11 what was also said at 8, 9, and 10. Greg won't be silenced, he told the publication, adding that he thought the whole thing is pretty embarrassing. In a tweet, Frank Lesser, an Emmy-winning writer for The Colbert Report, suggested that Mr. Gutfeld is protesting cancel culture, quote-unquote, by making a show so awful he'll get cancelled the old-fashioned way. Oh my god. Comedian Ron Funches tweeted that the show would be renewed off of comedians hate watching alone. Central to the late-night format is the host's monologue, which included references to Kamala Harris being giddy about explaining kids in cages and Woody Allen feeling the same about hearing about them. There was a jibe about Joe Biden's age and a bizarre attempt at mocking rival CNN with a faux panel in which 2 white people accused each other of being racist. A similar attack on MSNBC saw host Brian Williams reporting from Mars in a parody that drew upon a controversy from years before. See, this is the thing. Like, if you're going to do this kind of relevant, biting, political commentary in a comedic format, make sure you're talking about stuff that's happening now and not years ago that people have already moved on from and forgotten about. Because I honestly feel like maybe I did know about the Brian Williams thing, but it's completely It's gone. Whatever it was, it's not there anymore. You know, this kind of format needs to be relevant and topical. You can't just, you know, drag up shit from years and years ago. Would like to get guillotines to have the cadence of a joke at Fox. Why didn't they find a conservative comedian to do it? I feel like that's an oxymoron. Anyway, there aren't any funny ones. It'll be the same shit with Tim Allen. At least Tim Allen has some, like, comedy chops. Has got some kind of... And I say comedy chops in the sense that he has had a career in comedy. Not that he's any good at it, just that he's had a career in comedy, therefore he's a recognizable comedian. Like Larry the Cable Guy. Honestly, I'm gonna be outright with this. The only time I've seen a conservative be a good comedian is when none of their comedy is relating to their politics. And which I know is hard. We always talk about how every single fucking thing is political. It is. But on a broad scale, when we strip away actual people in parliament politics, when you have a comedian who is conservative and thinks certain things about policy that are a conservative nature sort of thing, of a conservative nature, whatever. When you've got a comedian who is particularly conservative but doesn't lend their politics to their comedy shtick, then they can actually get some laughs. You know, when they're talking about something that's not overtly political. You get what I'm getting at? What's going on, Matt? How you going? Not to mention Buzz Lightyear. What about Buzz Lightyear? Like that asshole Larry the Cable Guy. Get Larry to drop the Prilosec and do this dumbass show instead. 2 points for Allen then, for Tim Allen. Get Tim Allen on it. Anyway, Anthony Anatomuric of the President's Show questioned the anti-corporate rant that followed. It was a confused ramble containing 5-year-old reference jokes woven into a toothless, meandering stand against social media and corporations that concluded with an important, humorless sputter of self-importance. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Matt. How you doing? You love John Mulaney. So funny and almost never political. It's a tricky thing to... Yeah, doesn't Rogan identify as a comedian? Yes. It's a tricky thing to state that, you know... Oh, but I'm not political in this way or that way. But you definitely can do comedy that is not political leaning in nature, I think. It's just complicated to discern away the idea that, you know, in some cases, specifically with regards to social commentary, which is what comedy largely is. It's a form of social commentary. In its own way, it's a form of philosophy. It's difficult to separate the politics from that, but there is certainly a way to do it. Jenna Friedman, former Daily Show producer and Oscar nominee for Borat's subsequent movie film, told the Daily Beast that she saw similarities with HBO's Bill Maher in Mr. Gutfeld's performance. It's like watching a guy going through a divorce doing an impression of Bill Maher, adding that his impression wasn't bad. He reminds me of the boss whose jokes oh my god. He reminds me of the boss whose jokes you're forced to laugh at. Oh, I feel that so fucking hard, dude. She continued, I didn't think it was bad for someone who has never done comedy, just a little bitter and angry. Other reactions to the show to date include political commentator Brian Tyler Cohen describing it as offensively, aggressively unfunny, and MSNBC host Mehdi Hassan noting, you could literally grab someone off the street at random and they could write funnier material than this. In response to one clip, film writer and podcaster Scott Weinberg wrote that he cringed so hard he tore a muscle in his face. Alright. Oh my goodness. I think we get the point. Greg Gutfeld is not a comedian, and the show got cancelled after 3 episodes. 3 episodes. We're going to watch some. Well, we watched that little highlight reel. That's enough for me. I don't need to see any more of that garbage. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. I don't need to watch any more of that. Watching a guy going through a divorce. I'm guessing his wife read his book then. Okay. Let's get on to some lighthearted news to wrap the night up, I think. Oh my goodness. Get Tim Allen on it and have him do that weird fucking noise from the intro to Home Improvement. Okay. The UK. Everybody who is aware of what's going on in the UK with regards to trans rights is aware that it's not good. It's a very bad, shitty situation over in the United Kingdom at the very present. And fortunately, this article on them.us is telling us some positive news, at least in a social sense, maybe not in a political sense, but yes, Turf Island has a bit of a thing. Turf Island, the United Kingdom, An overwhelming majority of young people in the UK support trans rights. This report comes at a crucial time for trans people in the UK where transphobic rhetoric and attacks are on the rise. So, fuck yeah, trans flag. I got my trans flag. Look at me. I'm a real trans now. I got a trans flag. Anywho. A new study has revealed that the vast majority of adolescents in the UK support trans people. So, to technically define adolescents, that's people between the ages of 10 and 19, for anyone who is curious. Or 11 and 18, depending on what sources you look at. Although the full study, which is good, if the vast majority of people who are now, teenagers are going to eventually grow up and, shut down all this... What the fuck? No, stop playing your videos. Stop auto-playing videos. I need an extension that automatically shuts down any autoplay videos. Anyway, yeah, so, this is the good thing. It's like, the smalls are the future. The babies, the kids are all right. That's the message we're getting here. The kids are all right. The kids who are aware of trans people and their issues support them. Fuck yes. Fuck yes, dude. And you know what? I'm part of a slightly older generation. Obviously, I've got a good decade or more on these kids. But, most of my friends who are my age or around my age or younger are all very supportive people. They've all been very much outwardly like Abby. It's, they call me she, her. They're very supportive of the whole thing. It's fantastic. And I haven't really seen a whole lot of flack from anyone older. But by and large, it does seem that, being trans is not a new thing, but it is a new issue. It's a new social issue. Trans people have always been around, but we are now the forefront of a bit of cultural back and forth, which is, not good for us. So it's good to see that the young ones are being supportive. So, although the full study won't be published until June, we'll keep an eye on this. Advocacy organisation Just Like Us released early findings last week from an ongoing survey that aims to measure the overall state of LGBTQ+ rights in the UK. It polled 2,934 secondary school students from England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, with 1,140 participants being LGBTQ+ themselves. The students who hail from 375 schools and colleges and range from ages 11 to 18 were surveyed between December 2020 and January 2021. An estimated 84% of participants reported that they would support a friend who came out as transgender, and over half, 57%, reported having trans friends. Over half of the participants, 76%, believed that teachers would be supportive of a student coming out as trans, but that's still significantly less than those who reported they themselves would be supportive. The study also reports some students' reasons for supporting their trans friends. Yeah, the writer using trans issues in their culture war. That's exactly what's going on. Think of the kids. The kids are against your bigoted mentality, boomer. Think on that, you cunt. Yeah, exactly. They'll only think of the kids that are good little boys and girls that sit up straight and they wear the correct clothing and they cut their hair the right way. It's kind of bullshit. Anyway. Being transgender isn't really a choice, a heterosexual high school student tells Just Like Us. If we are close friends, then we are close friends for a reason, and them being trans wouldn't change that. It would have no negative impact on my life, so there is no reason for me to not be as supportive as possible and make them feel comfortable. Another student who identifies as lesbian added, "It's not my business how they identify, and I've seen previous friends dealing with transphobia and now want to support others, so the same thing doesn't happen as much." Had to get that out. Anyway, enjoy. They are good little bigots. Although transphobic attitudes... Oh, we've got no music on. Let's fix that up really quickly. I've got no music on. Although transphobic attitudes have increased in the UK in recent years, I think it's... I don't know if it's particularly... sit gaily. I don't know if it's necessarily that transphobic attitudes have increased. I mean, it may well have. There may well have been an actual legitimate increase in transphobic viewpoints. I think it's more that in much the same way seeing successful transgender creators like ContraPoints, for example, and Samantha Lux and Riley Grace Rochong, that in the way that helped me come out as trans, I think regrettably seeing people like J.K. Rowling and Graham Linehan and other notable transphobes coming out of the woodwork and saying, "Well, I don't support these transes," is causing a lot of other people who, generally speaking, kept their transphobic viewpoints to themselves are now being outward about it, especially in places like the UK. So it's, you know, the visibility is a double-edged sword. Visible trans people mean that more people are seeing that trans people exist and we're normal and we're okay and we're not hurting anyone by simply existing. But on the other end of things, Imori Miku, welcome to the road group. On the other end of things, we've also got, give me a second here so I can get my thoughts. I'm still semi-drunk from the mud shake. On the other end of things, the fact that there are more open, outward, visible trans people is, you know, causing notable transphobes to come forward and express their concerns, especially with regards to the children. What was I saying? Fuck. That's bringing the transphobes out of the woodwork, and maybe it's increasing transphobic attitudes, or maybe it's just people who are already transphobic are being outwardly so nowadays. You know what I mean? Ricky Gervais. Yeah, Ricky Gervais is transphobic as well. What a cunt. Think tanks like people pumping disinformation about global warming, majority of them are accepting. Just the media has a clear bias and messages trying to push. Transphobia is pretty much like that in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, Graham Linnon's career has definitely gone down the toilet. It seems like his main thing is his blog now. I don't know how he manages to support himself, given that, you know, he's divorced, his life is crumbling. He appeared before the House of Lords to appeal a Twitter ban. Like, the dude's not doing okay, and he was using stuff like FaceApp or whatever to make a mockery of trans people using a lesbian dating app. So he made himself a profile, then went on to a lesbian dating app where he's like, look at me, I'm self-identifying as a transgender woman. It's like, Graham, please go to a therapist. Graham, you're not okay, mate. You're not doing well. That's why I've been getting more and more vocally defensive of trans people lately and voicing a dissenting opinion whenever someone drops bigotry around you. That's a good way to do it. And it's tricky. It's a difficult business, you know. But anyway, although transphobic attitudes, as I was saying, have increased in the UK in recent years, just like our CEO Dominic Arnold says that the organisation was glad to shine a light on the opinions of young people and how, where was it? On the opinions of young people themselves and how supportive they are of their trans peers. Thank you for the hydration, Fat Meerkat. That is some good hydration, isn't it? Anyway, the forthcoming full report, he says, will shine a broader light on the state of education for LGBTQ+ students in the UK. The hair, huh? There is a hair on my tongue, I think. Man invades women's space to protest men invading women's spaces. Oh my goodness. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Where were we? We hope this is a positive motivation for parents, schools, and the media at large to embrace trans and all LGBT+ young people and accept them for who they are. It's clear that the majority of all young people, regardless of who they are, really welcome this. As Arnold notes, the study comes at a crucial junction for trans people in the UK, where the existence of young trans people in particular has become a hot-button political issue. Last year, the High Court of Justice in London issued a ruling that essentially barred trans children from accessing puberty blockers out of concern for protecting the children. The ruling was partially reversed last week, allowing children under 16 to access puberty blockers with parental consent. Additionally, recent studies have found that transphobic attacks in the UK increased sharply between 2019 and 2020, a trend that likely correlates with the transphobic rhetoric platformed by high-profile celebrities such as Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling and Black Book's creator Graham Linnan. Still, last week's partial reversal represents a hopefully brighter future for the country's trans youth, who are supported among their peers at the very least. And this is the little silver lining that I have been trying to desperately grasp onto. Anyways, yeah, this is the silver lining I've been holding on to, right? We've been seeing a ton of transphobic legislation, and my just hopeful little message, my keeping my fingers crossed here, hoping that this is a good thing. Yeah, I know. Transphobic legislation, how can you make this out to be a good thing? My thought process is that these are people that see that they're losing, right? And much like they eventually did with the gay marriage thing, you know, gay people are just generally accepted and integrated into society. And regrettably, there are organizations like the LGB Alliance and things like that which are explicitly trans exclusionary. But it says to me, fingers crossed, you know, all these people freaking out about the trans thing at the moment realize that, you know, those particular viewpoints are not entirely valid, and within the not too distant future, eventually trans people are going to be just as accepted as gay people, and we could move on with our lives. Fingers crossed, you know? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I may be wrong. I may be completely incorrect. Feel free to make an argument against that if you want to. But I am very tired, so I'm going to be jetting off for right now. Thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. It has been lovely having you here. We are going to go to raid somebody who I haven't decided yet. But, you know what? We had Chloe in chat the other night, so let's go to Chloe, who I've just lost. There they are. There they are. I found them. Yeah, it's the last grasp of bigotry. That's what it is. So what'd you make for me? Thank you, Catalina. Perfect. Alright. Let's go raid Chloe. Let's go say hello. And, yeah. I am going to chill. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to train core, I think. And I'm going to try to work out... Well, tomorrow I've got to do my RSA. I've got to do my responsible service of alcohol, so I can start serving people cocktails at a cool little rocker bar that I know down the way. So anyway, well, fingers crossed I get the job at least. Anywho, it's been fun having you folks. You're all awesome. Oh my god, Juniper!
Guests. Welcome.
We're about to raid someone else. Stick around, folks. Lost to you and Carpet Packs. We'll have to raid them again soon. It's been fun hanging out in their streams. It's been fun hanging out. Honestly, everyone, you've been great. You've been lovely. I love your faces. You're awesome. You're in your 50s. Well, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. I don't honestly, I've never even... Maybe I should do a survey one day. Figure out, like, how old everyone is, where everyone's from. You know? So I can stalk you all. Which you'd probably enjoy, to be honest. This is Chloe. We're going to go say hi to Chloe. And I will see you when I'm looking at you. Agleith, welcome to the Rogue Room. And hopefully you'll feel free to... Oh, before we go, the socials. And... Fuck, too late. Good night, everyone.
I know. A face thief, right?